We play this game for the trophies. Always have. A dream that fuels the drive. That's what it's all about. Every game. Every snap. Every hit. Every win. Leads you to right here.
Been looking forward to this one for a long time.
No more debating about who's the best.
What are they doing?
Who wants it more?
It's our house tonight. Let's go.
The time to talk is over.
Ready? Are we ready? Turn it up or not. Go kick somebody's ass.
It's a chance to take it away from your rivals.
You have to win now.
A chance to give a city a reason to believe again.
Bringing football back to St. Louis.
A chance to make that dream a reality.
Let's ball out, baby.
A chance to be a united champion. Next, on Fox.
One team will have that dream to earn a trophy come alive in just a couple of hours. They will be named champions of the XFL Conference of the United Football League as the San Antonio Brahmas visit the St. Louis Battlehawks in front of a raucous, loud crowd here in the Dome in St. Louis. The winner will take on Birmingham next week for the first ever championship of the United Football League. We welcome you to the broadcast booth. Kurt Menefee along with Joel Klatt. Brock Hewitt will be with us in just a bit. And Joel, this atmosphere is already electric.
It really is.
Yeah.
And every time as a football player that you suit up for a season, you want to be in the playoffs. They've got that opportunity here tonight. And these two teams on the XFL side of things, they've been the best two teams all year long. So we have been waiting all year for this matchup here tonight.
We will get it just about ready to start. You're going to hear this crowd with two different reactions. The first, Andy Banker, the PA announcer, will introduce the visiting team.
Welcome tonight's visitors, the San Antonio Brahmas.
And so the Brahmas will have to deal with it on the road. Last week, they faced the same team, same situation. Wade Phillips, 7-3 in his first season here, said they didn't handle it well on offense.
Well, I think that they've got a chance to correct that, and I think that they will have done that during the week of practice. Wade Phillips, Kurt, has done a fabulous job with this Brahmas team. 7-3. They're a young team and they're a fast team. Now they've got questions at quarterback coming into this ball game. Chase Garbers, their starter in week 1, won the job out of camp. He is back and will start tonight. There were questions because of that wrist injury that he re-injured last week right here in this building against St. Louis. Whether he would go or not, he will be the starter. Now, for Garbers, it's really about the supporting cast. And this supporting cast is getting two huge improvements this week in the playoffs. One of them, Anthony McFarland. He missed last week with a shoulder injury. This is an electric back that they will be trying to get in mismatch situations on the outside. There's Lovett, the other running back, also missed last week with a chest injury. These two players alone make them a much different team than the one that lost by 1 here in the Dome last week.
Now to bring in the home team, here's the PA announcer, Andy Banker again.
Here come your St. Louis Battlehawks!
Anthony Beck in this offense has been as good as there is in the league all year long.
Yeah, he's done a fabulous job, just as Wade Phillips has on the opposite side. Anthony Beck with all that NFL experience, and he runs this organization as an NFL organization. I believe that they will be making a lot of adjustments after not playing well offensively a week ago against this Brahmas team. A.J. McCarron, their quarterback, he got off to a slow start, but he's going to be healthier than he was a week ago. A couple of weeks ago, he missed time with an ankle injury. He's getting back and healthier. I think his mobility will be improved. But, Kurt, really it's about his ability to get the ball to the playmakers on the outside, which we'll talk about after this break.
It is time for Sunday night playoff football in the UFL. San Antonio and St. Louis, the winner takes the XFL Conference Championship crown. Let's go above and beyond, brought to you by Jersey Mike's.
Let's start with San Antonio. John Trey Kirkland, he's been their best offensive player, and he tore up this defense of St. Louis last week. 7 catches for 127 yards and a touchdown. They need to get him the ball early in this game to set the tone for their offense, which struggled at times against this Battlehawks defense. Now, on the opposite side, Akeem Butler, he is the Offensive Player of the Year here in the UFL, leads the league as a receiver. Been quiet the last 3 weeks, however, and A.J. McCarron and this offense, they need to get him going and establish a rhythm. He is a matchup nightmare. He is 6'6", and if he gets a one-on-one on the outside, that's exactly where the ball should go.
Once again, to continue the pregame festivities, we send it to the PA announcer, Andy Banker.
Fans, turn your attention to midfield for tonight's game ball presentation. Mrs. Missouri, Michaela McGee, and St. Louis Rams legend, Torrey Big Game Holt, are delivering the game ball. Torrey is a former Rams wide receiver and St. Louis Super Bowl champion. He was drafted in the first round by the Rams in the 1999 NFL Draft and played 10 remarkable seasons in St. Louis. Michaela was crowned Miss Missouri USA in 2022 and placed in the top 15 of the Miss USA pageant. She spent her reign serving the state of Missouri, spotlighting businesses and organizations, contributing to positive change and growth in our communities. Michaela is proud to currently represent our state as Mrs. Missouri America and will be competing at the Miss America pageant in August, the Mrs. America pageant. Joining Michaela and Torrey is Battlehawks captain, number 88, Hakeem the Dream Butler. Now let's hear from our very own, number 56, Travis Beatty.
Finally, the playoffs have come back to St. Louis. It's been 20 years and we need y'all loud. We gonna need y'all all day. Let me get it. Let's go, Battlehawks. And one more thing. Let me get a hell yeah. Yeah, baby.
All right, so the Battlehawks and the fans all fired up. Let's check in with Brock Heward with their quarterback.
Well, AJ, you've been on this championship stage a bunch in your life. How does that experience come to life?
Well, I mean, hell, it's just another game. Listen, we have a great opportunity in front of us to be able to play for a conference championship. So let's go out, have fun, and get it done.
Statistically, this is the best defense in the league. You've seen them twice now on the other side. How do you attack them?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we got to be in the right spots. We got to play on time and take advantage when they do mess up.
And for the final time this week, man, how's the ankle?
It's as good as it's going to be, so let's just go play.
Thanks, AJ.
All right, he injured that ankle a couple of weeks ago, actually 3 weeks ago. Missed 2 games, came back to play last week, and will now try to get his team into the UFL title game. And how do you make it just another game, Joe?
By attending to the details. You know, any football player will tell you that greatness is realized through the attention to details. It's the little things for these quarterbacks, for these teams, that will pay off huge today. You cannot commit penalties. You can't let the emotion of the game take over. You got to go out there, and as they say up in New England, just do your job.
And the Battlehawks will receive Darius Shepard. And Shepard bouncing around, gets it outside, and finally wrapped up just before the 37-yard line, and that's where McCarron and company will begin. Here's a look at some of the players to watch on this offense and defense.
Yeah, so for offense, Akeem Butler, we already talked about him. Jacob Sailors is a really good back. He catches a lot of those footballs out of the backfield. 23 receptions on the year. That's tied for first among running backs in the UFL. Devontae Beckett, Jordan Mosley on this defense. You know, Brock just touched on it. This is the best defense in the UFL. I think that they're better as a collective than they have maybe a singular star, but I will tell you that they are fast, They react. They love to play zone, keep their eyes in the backfield, and they gave this St. Louis offense fits last week.
Held them to 13 points, their season low.
180! What's up?
2 tight ends in the game. Jacob Sailors carries it, maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, and so A.J. McCarron and company get not much on that first down.
And A.J. McCarron, he wants to wash away what happened a week ago, because if you look at his numbers during the course of the year, he was fabulous. Last week, coming back from that ankle injury, 10 of 24 for 115, did throw an interception. They just could not establish a rhythm. I felt like St. Louis was best last week when they were attacking the seams in the defense vertically in the passing game, trying to be more aggressive than going side to side against what is the fastest defense in the league.
McCarron's first pass, Sailors out of the backfield, drops it. We'll bring up third down.
And this is a situation, Kurt, if we remember back just a week ago, that they found themselves in far too often. 3rd and long. And this is when the pass rush shows up for San Antonio. This San Antonio team has the league's best pass rush, and they do it by committee. One guy I would highlight in the middle, number 98, Prince Amili at the nose tackle position, leads the league as far as pressures from the inside. Watch him push the middle of this pocket. They love to line these guys up all on one side. Watch this push that he's able to get.
Jacob Pearson going in motion on third down. McCarron throwing down the sideline and right through the hands of his best receiver, Hakeem Butler, Offensive Player of the Year in the UFL, but couldn't bring that one in, and St. Louis forced to punt.
You know, Brock, at some point, you think that the catch is almost too easy. McCarron does a good job getting back to his left, and Brock, that one was right in the hands of Butler.
And that's a drill they were working on in pregame. I think that's why the frustration, you felt it on the sidelines. Details, Joel, that's 2 drops back to back. Those are not the details Beckter's been preaching all week long.
Maybe a bit of nerves here to start this championship game. San Antonio showing pressure. They back off. Richter with the punt. That's Marquez Stevenson. He's brought down right at the 33-yard line. Kevon Latukas with the tackle. And let's check out some of the players to watch for San Antonio's offense against St. Louis's defense.
Well, this Brahmas team is getting more healthy. John Lovett is a guy coming back, and he is the 2nd leading rusher in the league. John Trey Kirkland, he's a guy I think can play at the next level. Kurt, I think he's fabulous. He was sensational a week ago. And then defensively for St. Louis, it's really about their 2nd level. Willie Harvey as well as Mike Rose, the defense runs through those guys. They're around the football constantly.
Chase Garbers left last week's game after re-injuring the wrist that kept him out 5 weeks, but he's back in the starting lineup today and hands off to John Lovett, and he's caught in the backfield right away. Austin Falou on the tackle. Mike Rose got there first.
We're going to have to keep an eye on the health of Garbers, as Chase Garbers is going to deal with this left wrist injury. He's been good throughout the season, and he does as good a job as any of minimizing the turnovers and the mistakes, which is what you have to do when you play with a great defense on the opposite side. But that left wrist, you can see it's taped up heavily. And I'm wondering how he's going to deal with the run game. It's not throwing the football, but it's the run game, handing the football off to those backs, how he's able to do that.
To the air for the first time. That's completed out to Justin Smith. Short gain on the play. Third down.
As we go towards third down, there's that wrist. And anytime that he's got a back on his right side and he's going to hand the football over there, Kurt, that's when he should be handing the football off one-handed with his left hand. I don't know how well he's going to do that. We might see kind of a backwards handoff or two during the course of this game. And as we see, he's already looking over the sideline, struggling with that communication.
This was a problem for them last week for sure.
This place is rocking.
Stepping up, throwing, and it's caught by Kirkland on the sideline right near that first down marker.
Brock, if he gets one-on-one and cushion, I mean, you go to him 10 times, 15 times if they're going to give him a throw like that.
And he got the first.
That is the one way you silence this crowd, right? You saw 3rd and 10 on the other side. You couldn't throw that route on 3rd and 10. You'd have been short of the sticks 3rd and 7 doesn't look like a big difference, but it is because you could throw that quick out to move the chains.
From the 44. And a handoff. John Lovett cuts it back through the middle, lowers his shoulder and takes it into St. Louis territory for a 12-yard gain and a first.
Well, this is what they're able to do, and it's all predicated on their run box. So you're going to see 2 safeties back. When they've got 2 safeties back, they're going to want to run the football right down the middle. They're late in rotation. They can block everybody in the run front. That's the game plan for San Antonio. A.J. Smith, the offensive coordinator, knows that it's a numbers game. Lovett had him, gains the yards.
To the 44 of the Battlehawks. Play fake. Garbers wide open is Kirkland. And Javontre Kirkland slips, tackles down to the 21. Another big gain, this time 23 yards.
I love their game plan, going to 13. And Brock, that's the guy they need to get going. They didn't do it until late last week. Here, first series, they get him going.
Yeah, you said in our meeting this morning, he's their NFL dude. But I mean, it's just unfortunate for him at LSU. He played behind some of the best in the NFL.
That's right.
But he's got a different kind of twitch and explosion.
At LSU with Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase on that national championship team. And the Brahmas continue to march. Garbers, little pitch. Stevenson trying to get it outside, can't do it. Forced out of bounds right at the 15-yard line. Forced out by Tim Harris.
Well, John Trey Kirkland is a guy that has played everywhere. Even in his LSU days, he played DB, wide receiver, even started the game at quarterback. You know, so when they get down inside the red zone, Brock, I'm always wondering if there's a trick up A.J. Smith's sleeve, because this could be double pass territory. You know, with him, you just never know. And in a championship game, that's when you empty out all the tricks.
They hand it off. Lovett following blockers. Inside the 10-yard line, it'll be 1st and goal, San Antonio. A.J. Smith, brilliant first series on offense.
Okay, good. All right, here we go. Give me this. 80, play 80, 80. Wristband 80, wristband 80.
Went to the wristband because of the communication issues a week ago. They felt like the crowd noise, the headset kept going out.
The quarterback in didn't have a headset at one point.
That's right, Quentin Dormady in that game.
Garbers called his timeout. Play clock was winding down to 0. And that's about the only thing that stopped San Antonio here on their opening drive of the day. They're knocking on the door on their first possession of this XFL Conference Championship game. America's oldest ballpark is set to host a celebration a century in the making when the Giants take on the Cardinals in a special tribute to the Negro Leagues. Live from the historic Brickwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama, June 20th only here on Fox. Early stages of this XFL Championship game for the United Football League, and you can see how good San Antonio has been on opening drives, and they look like it today, down to the 10-yard line here in their first possession. They hand it off. Lovett. They fake the reverse, but ball comes out as he is hit. St. Louis not fooled at all on that one. Lovett recovered it. Tim Harris popped it and knocked that ball out.
I tell you, this is a great job by the secondary. Watch, it's a corner's going to come up on the outside and keep his outside shoulder free. So Tim Harris, number 4, he does not get fooled. And then there he is, bang, and he goes with the inside shoulder contact, his head on the outside. It doesn't allow Lovett to spin to that outside. Takes it away, knocks the ball loose. That's beautiful defense.
Drops him for a loss of 5. Garbers, time, Javontre Kirkland dancing down to the 5-yard line. And all McCarron can do is watch right now.
And what he's thinking to himself is cover 13, because this is exactly what happened in the fourth quarter last week as they started going to 13. And Wade Phillips knew all week that if they got Javontre Kirkland going, that was going to spell quality offense, and that's what's happened on this first series.
Kirkland had 127 yards receiving and a touchdown last week against St. Louis. on third. Towards the end zone. And it is, well, they call it an interception or not. It is called a pick. Cameron Kelly gets the pick, and St. Louis's defense stands up. Oh, that's the definition of bend, don't break. Kirkland goes to the ground, holds onto the football, and they turn away the Brahmas. Big play by the Battle Hawk D. Tonight's game is sponsored by T-Mobile, America's largest and fastest 5G network. And by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza.
Let's go back to that interception here on that last series for the Battlehawks. If you're a quarterback and you're going to throw the ball over the middle near the goal line, it has to be up on top of the helmet of your wide receiver. You cannot frame him up and throw this ball low. This ball has got to go up high, and when it's low, it gets picked off. There's tips, there's overthrows down there, and you could see even the tight end, Alize Mack, as he went down to the ground, he turned back to his quarterback and he pointed up. It's like, you got to throw that up. It's an alley-oop down there, Kurt. You got to throw it up near the rim and let your tall guys go and get it.
Didn't even need to block that one, right into his hands. Cam Kelly tied for the league lead in interceptions during the regular season. And so St. Louis takes it over at the 25. Jacob Sailors, short pickup. A.J. Smith looked like he called a really good series on that opening drive, but a frustrating ending for him, and so now A.J. McCarron gets his shot.
Yeah, and that defense, bailed itself out a little bit because the Brahmas went right down the field, and now A.J. McCarron can settle in and get another crack at this defense. But I tell you what, this defense has been really good in the back half of the season. They were great last week, and they were really good on the first series.
Draw play, handed off. Sailors, running room. Out across the 40 and a first down, St. Louis.
Well, when you get the numbers on one side, you got to take advantage. And look at this. They've got two defenders here, and guess what? Nobody with outside contain right here. So if you can block down, kick out, boom, there's a big hole. You've got the numbers to run the football and the blocks to do it, the angles to do it. That's an easy pickup. And the Battlehawks now with a first down.
Gain of 19. A little breathing room out to the 42. The pitch, Sailors end around, and they try to do a flea flicker, but McCarron can't recover it. Looks like San Antonio may have gotten it. Tease Tabor, number 22, right there on top of the ball, and this San Antonio defense gets it back. Big mistake made by St. Louis.
And did you see the speed, Brock, up the field by that defense? There was so much going on in the backfield. They just ran up the field and blew the play up.
Joel, I was chatting with Skip Holtz before the game, and I said, how do you attack a defense like San Antonio? He said, well, it's hard to be aggressive because, to your point, they're so fast, right? You can't play conservative. St. Louis played conservative a week ago. They didn't do any of this a week ago. They didn't make many mistakes. That's a critical mistake, and this defense now has to respond.
It's interesting because, the old adages of football always ring true, guys. And when you got a fast defense, what you have to do is run right at them. And what have we seen work so far for St. Louis is running right at this defense. Anything slow developing, this defense is just snuffing it out. And now they give their offense great field position here inside the red zone.
At the 20, love it. Travis Feeney, good job of wrapping him up right in the line of scrimmage.
I think, guys, something to just pay attention to on that opposite side. I think that was Tease Tabor with a big hit on McCarron at the end there. And those two had their run-ins last week when Tabor went low on that ankle going out of bounds. And there was a lot of talk about that ankle and the hit and Tabor's play. The two jawed at the end of the game. And right there early here in the first quarter, they get tangled up on that wild exchange.
Garbers over the middle of the field. Marquez Stevenson with the catch. And you mentioned this last week. This happened on a run play by McCarron. Remember, he was coming back after missing 2 weeks with a bad ankle.
Yeah, and that ankle, you can see Tabor went right down for it, and he did it intentionally. Now, listen, that's legal. He's inbounds, he's going low, and then right here at the end of the play this week, here's Tabor. He comes in and bang, there's a hit right there on McCarron as he's going for the ball. So the two getting tangled up early.
But both plays legal. Gets loud on third down. Garbers, end zone, touchdown, wide open. Marquez Stevenson, and San Antonio's on the board first.
Well, you're going to get a motion going across the field right here, and then watch as Garbers learns from his mistake, guys. There's the motion, and then he's going to send that motion player right up the middle of the field, and look, he throws it high. Learning from your mistakes, Brock. I love that. Listen, he puts away his interception, doesn't throw it low, puts it up by the rim, and it's a touchdown.
Yeah, and I also love that motion, Joel. You go 4 to a side, right? And you're playing in a raucous stadium. There can be a disadvantage to defenders not communicating, and when you motion and you get that fourth skill player over, it busted that zone.
And they find a way to quiet the crowd. They hand it off. Ellison diving, got it. The extra point is good, and San Antonio takes a 7-0 lead.
How about that effort from Ellison going up and over? Nothing there, and then he's finally able to jump through the defenders, and look at him extend the ball, and it looks like he maintained possession. It looks like it through going over the goal line. There's another look at the touchdown. Beautiful loft put on that ball, just a touch throw, layering it over the defense, and San Antonio, they have come to St. Louis and put on an offensive show here early, all Brahmas.
Sunday, June 16th. Be there for the inaugural UFL Championship in St. Louis. Lock in your tickets now for the biggest game of the summer. Witness the historic clash for United Football League dominance.
Dropped it in the basket. Touchdown.
Bring your whole crew to the Dome at America's Center. Great seats are available today, so grab yours at theufl.com.
Welcome to the UFL, presented by the U.S. Army. Join Underdog Fantasy to get in on the UFL action. All you have to do is scan the QR code right there on your screen to learn more. Well, what we have learned is this San Antonio offense is here for business today. They drove down the field on the opening possession, threw an interception in the end zone from the 5-yard line, got the ball back, and then came and scored.
Yeah,
15-yard touchdown pass to Stevenson.
I've been impressed with A.J. Smith so far. He's thrown a couple of new wrinkles thus far against this St. Louis team. So the offensive coordinator, let's just say he was earning his paycheck during the week, Kurt.
Oh, I'm sure it helps playing a team for the third time as Darius Shepard has the return. Fighting his way out to the 42-yard line, so we'll see what A.J. McCarron can do from there. There's a little extra pushing and shoving goes on after the play is over.
Yeah, I think that a lot of that is going to take place. I was down there before the game. There's no love lost between these two teams. You know, they played two really competitive games so far this regular season. A.J. McCarron knows it. He's been in the middle of some of that jawing, and now the miscues are mounting up for St. Louis. Fumble loss, 2 drop passes. They got to settle down here. This is a series about finding some rhythm. We'll see if Bruce Gradkowski, the offensive coordinator, can give his offense some of that rhythm here.
We'll see how they do starting at the 42. Jacob Sailors again. Fighting. Good effort by Sailors right out to midfield. Give him 8 yards on the play.
Chaos, chaos. Chaos, chaos, chaos.
Orlando,
McCarron, busted play. Was it? He looked a little confused there.
There was a lot of confusion, and
Trey
that's
left,
about...
Z double tap. Trey left, Z double tap, 379 cannon. Trey left, Z double tap, 379 cannon.
Here we go.
I just talked about trying to calm down, right, and establish some rhythm. I don't think that was the time for your creative formation. The offensive linemen were split out as basically wide receivers, standing up in a two-point stance, and they called that chaos. And right now, offensively for St. Louis, it's just chaos.
Feels like a big third down early. McCarron brought down. Sacked by Prince Emili. You said keep an eye on him. It's easy to see when you're making plays like that.
Look at this. Everybody is covered up, and there are 5 guys, 6 guys right at the line of scrimmage. That's tough to figure out who's going to block, and it promotes one-on-ones. And when you got a nose tackle like Prince Emili and you invite one-on-ones, he's going to win. And he did so right inside. Look at the big man getting after the quarterback. I tell you what, man, this guy can play 98. I love watching him play.
And so San Antonio's defense comes up with another stop. Sterling Hoffrichter on the punt. Stevenson, who scored the touchdown with the return. He lost his footing there. But it's been a happy start so far for San Antonio. They scored on their last possession, and then the defense makes a big stop to give it right back to Wade Phillips' boys.
Are the cameras running, right? All St. Louis fans, anybody that lives in the city of St. Louis needs to show up for this game. Just incredibly blessed to have a fan base that cares as much as the St. Louis fan base does. You guys continue to show up. It is vital that St. Louis comes in droves. Bring one friend and this place is full. I can't wait to walk out of the tunnel and see what it looks like.
Well, Anthony Beck not needing to encourage the fans much this season. They averaged 34,000 per game, by far the most in the UFL. They're in here, and they have been quieted, though, by this San Antonio offense here early in the first half.
Yeah, he wants them loud, in particular on third down. The hard part is San Antonio has been playing really well offensively.
As they take it over, John Lovett falls forward, short 2-yard pickup.
I haven't seen Anthony McFarland touch the ball, and right as I say that, here he comes. Here's 41 jogging onto the field. When he comes on the field, fellas, they love to get him matchup opportunities out of the backfield as a receiver, so watch out for 41.
Led all running backs in receiving yards this season in the UFL. Their running back group as deep as anybody. McFarland goes out. Garbers flushed out. And just forced to run out of bounds there. Let's listen in on the third down call.
Yeah, and as we look at what happened on second, you're going to bring McFarland out. They're trying to get him isolated against a linebacker, but the problem is that there was another linebacker sitting inside as well, so they had to come off of that. They wanted McFarland, didn't get him. Garbers had to make chicken salad there, and now it's 3rd and 8.
Home crowd trying to help out, and once again the play clock winding down. Second time in this opening quarter, San Antonio forced to use a timeout.
Is a 9 coming in?
You want a GTFO then?
Huh?
Did you want GTFO?
Yeah. All right, let's do it. Hey, Tiger, Tiger, Tiger. F shift to empty left, blue GTFO. If they rotate cover 1, haul ass maybe. GTFO. F shift to empty left. Get past 9 yards. Tiger. Here we go, call it, call it, call it.
St. Louis jumped early, and they're going to stop this play unabated to the quarterback, looks like.
Yeah, just a matter of it was St. Louis in the neutral zone before San Antonio moved.
Number 98.
That's the question.
You guys are not in the neutral zone. So neutral zone infraction. Defense. Number 98. Calls the offensive play to move. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
They called on Freedom Akinlundu.
He's right in the middle there. You see, yeah, he jumps, and then there's where the guard jumped as well. It's a good call by the officials.
A little more manageable here on third down. Former Steeler, McFarland lines up in the backfield. Now going out wide. Garbers goes the other way. Justin Smith gets the first. And San Antonio moves the chains.
Well, they motion McFarland out of the backfield. And when they motion him out of the backfield, they also get a linebacker to vacate the middle of the field. And then it's just double slants on the backside. And Brock, that's an easy completion.
Yeah, it's just the little details. I mean, Anthony Beck said it to us once. He said it all week, right? It's the things we can control. And again, you jump off sides on 3rd and 9. You then give this offense that opportunity to run that play and once again possess the ball.
And they pick up 7. Number 7, John Lovett, spinning away and fighting his way out for another gain as we get down towards the end of the first quarter. He picks up 6 yards, and this has been a productive first quarter for San Antonio.
And Brock, they're able to just hold the ball, protect their own defense, you know, and this Brahmas team, Brock, this is as good a first quarter as they could script.
And it comes on the road in a playoff game. San Antonio, the only score so far, it's 7-0 after 1. Back in St. Louis for the XFL Conference Championship game, the San Antonio Brahmas lead the hometown Battlehawks 7-0, and this is maybe a little bit of revenge. They met in week 3. St. Louis put up 31 points on the Brahmas, most this San Antonio defense gave up all season. Then they met again last week, and San Antonio fought back, but they wound up losing, missing a field goal at the end of the game. Battlehawks won that 13-12, fewest points they scored all season long, but they won both matchups, hence they get to host this title game. And so far, this first quarter went all San Antonio's way.
He's got one-on-one with Kirkland here if he wants it.
He's looking right through a hole. Justin Smith wide open. It doesn't get much easier than that. Touchdown, San Antonio, 63 yards.
Well, they changed the play at the line of scrimmage. This is a great job by Garbers in here because he sees the Battlehawks rotate down. And then they got one-on-one. Look at that route on the outside. Beautiful route. And when you take a chance in one-on-one coverage like that, Chris Payton-Jones, number 9, goes for the ball. He lunges, and it leaves Smith uncovered. Safety misses the tackle, and then it's a touchdown for the Brahmas. I'll tell you what, you cannot whiff when you're out there alone on an island. You're a single safety. You're in single coverage on the outside. You've got to make sure you're in position to make the play. They were not, and it ends in the end zone.
And they go for 1. Ellison again. This time they prevent him from getting into the end zone, but the touchdown is good. San Antonio extends the lead to 13-0 on the touchdown pass. Justin Smith had only 1 all regular season. He's got 1 today.
Well, look at the right here. You've got an outside linebacker, and then you've also got the safety that comes down. And as soon as the safety comes down, the ball goes to the one-on-one, and you cannot take chances. Brock, if you're in one-on-one coverage, you can't go for the ball. You've got to have at least a hand on the wide receiver for that very case.
Yep.
Ball gets by you, you've got to have a hand on that wide receiver to bring him down.
Yeah, I'm looking at Chase Garbers right now, and it's a game of inches, right? I mean, that was that close. But you feel a St. Louis team, Joel, down here on the sidelines that's pressing.
Yeah.
And a San Antonio team that is executing. I got Chase right here. In fact, So, Chase, we saw you make a little pre-snap adjustment there. Did you see that pressure coming and therefore take that shot?
Yeah, I mean, we knew they were going to play post safety there with that weak safety down. He ended up pressuring, so we took a shot to one of our guys. Ended up going in our favor. We ended up scoring.
And I saw you say to your quarterback buddies about that much, huh? Game of inches?
Yeah, totally. Game of inches. It was either going to be a really good play or a really bad play. Luckily, it was in our favor.
Hey, talk to me about responding. The early interception, 2 touchdowns. What does that say about the resolve of this crew?
I mean, short-term mentality, you know, with everybody on offense. You know, bad plays are going to happen. It's football, but we just got to come back each and every snap and perform.
I appreciate it, Chase. Thanks.
Well, what a start. Saw the numbers, 8 of 9, 2 touchdown passes, both after that interception, which came to the 5-yard line after a good drive.
Yeah, it's his only incompletion.
Hey, that's why
and he learned from it right away, and he put air on that second ball for the first touchdown, and then that was a beautiful drive throw on the outside. And here's A.J. McCarron, the experienced guy with the experienced team, and St. Louis is playing like the team pressing. McCarron 0 for 2 so far, doesn't even have a completion.
And his offense just the opposite. They've seen him a little confused all day. And there's his first completion. Steven Wilson breaks a tackle and takes it to the 45-yard line. And they needed that one after the bad start they've had today.
Yeah, here's the miscues that we've been talking about. There's a drop on the first series from Sailors out of the backfield. Very next play, Akeem Butler, Offensive Player of the Year. He drops it. They tried to get cute with like a little double reverse pass. That goes awry. Here's a formation on 2nd and short. That goes awry. St. Louis has got to settle down here offensively.
They pick up 21 on the pass to Mitchell. Movement. And the flag comes out.
Neutral zone infraction, 45, defense.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 45. Calls the offensive player to move. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
It's on Delonte Scott.
You know, as bad as this has looked for St. Louis and Anthony Beck, guys, this is what I would try to remind my team. Yesterday, the Birmingham Stallions trailed by 15 in the second quarter, and then they scored the final 28 points in that game. They won the USFL Conference crown. They'll play for the UFL Championship next week. It's just about settling down and right now starting to execute.
They hand it off to Wayne Gallman. That will help. Gallman fighting all the way down to the 29-yard line, and the former New York Giant helping St. Louis get rolling.
They felt like their tight ends were going to be great in the run game, in particular on these blocks that are kind of across the blocks, across the ball, if you will. And they wanted to get those. They're called wham blocks. That's a technical term. And they felt like they could get some of those today. We'll see if they lean into that run game a little bit more.
Pickup of 11. Pressure coming. Gallman caught in the backfield. Good job on the blitz there by Jordan Williams.
Proof, it's single high.
Oh, they got one-on-one here with Butler out there.
180!
Guys, top of your screen, Butler has a jam corner, no safety help. Leave him out there. No, leave him out there. They're bringing him in. I would run it up to Butler.
Darius Phillips, the defender in front of him. They hand it off to Gallman instead, and that didn't work out the way they planned.
10 shep. Jingle right open, X surge, 2 jet Chevy, F surge. Jingle right open, X surge, 2 jet Chevy, F surge.
Hey, we got jingle right open, X surge, 2 jet Chevy, F surge to 1.
They have really struggled on third down. Last week, so far here tonight, 0 for 2. Last week, 2 of 12.
Set. 180. What's that?
McCarron has time, going for Butler. Hand fighting, and he brought it in. What a catch by Hakeem Butler. Touchdown.
What'd he do? Really
Now
on the
they're
field.
saying,
What'd he do?
one official saying incomplete.
Ruling on the field. Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass.
We'll have to take another look at this because Butler goes up and over Phillips. I mean, that's like Randy Moss right there. There's a lot of feet down. It's just a matter of when he controlled the ball. This will be a better look from the ref cam. He's got to establish control first. Doesn't have it, doesn't have it, doesn't have it. Now he has it, and now the foot is on the sideline. I actually think, guys, as crazy as this is, I think that's a good call. Watch when he establishes control first. That's not control right there. He's just pinning it against the pad of the defender. Now you can say he's got control and the foot is out of bounds. I think that's an incredible call live by the official on the far side.
Big early call for Dean Blandino back in the command center.
I'm looking to see when he has control. Yep.
Jeremiah, we're good. Stay here.
Far side. So now I have control. Now, yeah, go back, go back. Keep going. Not control yet. Not yet. Keep going. Now the foot's up. Yeah. Yeah, we're good. All right, Jeff, after review, the ruling on the field stands.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. It'll be 4th down.
Correct.
Thank you. Hold on.
So you heard Dean say the ruling on the field stands, meaning it is not a touchdown.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. Incomplete pass. 4th down.
I mean, if you want to give it to him for the effort, I get you, but like technically that's an incompletion. But this should teach St. Louis a little bit of a lesson. Brock, this is what I would think if I'm Bruce Gradkowski. Get that guy the ball. Look at what he can do.
How many times do we talk to coordinators going into these games and they say, my best player, the offensive player in the year in this league has got to get 5, 10, 15 touches. I'm not leaving this dome without 88. My best player getting his opportunities.
And so instead, Andre Schmidt will come on and try a 46-yard field goal to get St. Louis on the board. Schmidt made the most field goals of any kicker all season long, and he adds to it. Battlehawks get on the scoreboard, but they're probably a bit disappointed. What they thought was a touchdown winds up being worth only 3.
Can I kick? Can I kick?
Well, football is a game of adjustments, and A.J. Smith, the offensive coordinator for San Antonio, has adjusted beautifully from a week ago. They struggled in communication, and they also had not given a 4-man side. Watch what happened here on the last series, or at least for the first touchdown, is they fix the communication with the play call off a wristband like this.
17L. Wristband 17L.
And then they create a 4-man side, 4 receivers on the left side. St. Louis can't adjust. They blow the coverage, and there's a touchdown right down the middle of the field. It's adjustments and also searching for those mismatches and areas where you can attack the defense. And so far, San Antonio's offense has done that.
They've had the ball 3 times, marched down to the 5-yard line on the opening possession before turning it over. The next 2 possessions, touchdowns. Marquez Stevenson scored the first touchdown. And he's hit hard right at the 25-yard line. Elijah Lee just signed this week by St. Louis. So with 11:30 left to go, Chase Garbers gets another shot at it.
Play call, right hash. So we're going to go Hume, pistol Hume, ace left Boston. Here we go.
And we got Hume to pistol, ace left, Boston. Boston on the quick, ready, break. Yeah, Lando, you're at H. Boston, right.
Anthony McFarland still up. A good run of 8 yards on first down by McFarland.
Brock McFarland is quick, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got fresh legs, and he is emotional. I don't know if I've seen a more emotional player over the course of the last couple years on these sidelines. He wants the ball. He's been banged up. He's battled a shoulder all season long, and he will let his O-line coach, he will let the offensive coordinator, he will let his teammates, he will let everybody know that he wants his opportunity to eat.
Well, he missed last week's game. In 2 previous games, he had over 100 yards of total offense. John Lovett now in, and he picks up a first down for San Antonio.
I tell you, we've given a lot of credit to some of these skill position guys, and the guys that don't get a lot of love. Brock, the offensive line tonight has played really well so far.
Yeah, you said something really, really cool this morning in our production meeting. You know, when you've got the best defense in the league, play to them. Possess the football, right? I'm looking at A.J. Smith right down the line here. A little more patience, right? A little bit more under control, mixing and matching. And they are controlling the ball, controlling these possessions, and playing to the strength of their defense.
Play clock winding down again. We get it off. McFarland out of the backfield. Hit. Winds up fighting for positive yards, but Chris Payton-Jones initially grabbed him enough to slow him down.
X-Wall, NASCAR X-Wall, NASCAR X-Wall,
NASCAR X-Wall,
NASCAR, tell him.
X-Wall,
Blue X-Wall, NASCAR, X-Wall, X-Wall, go, get him set up,
Garber's pressure. Completes it. Stevenson. And he's going to be about a yard short, so it'll bring up third down.
He got hit there after that completion over the middle. Got up just fine. Remember that left wrist is banged up. Couldn't finish last week. Took a big hit there.
Going jumbo here, Joel, bringing an extra lineman on the field.
Better hurry up as the play clock's down to 10.
Yeah, they're not going to get this off. You can't break the huddle with 7 and get it off. They better snap it right now.
They do. And the pitch out to John Lovett. Lowers his head, but it doesn't get it. Well, at this spot in the field, what do you do, Joel?
You know, the way that their defense is playing right now, I think I would punt the ball and play field position. What you don't want to do is create momentum for the opposition. As much as they would want to go for this yard, and analytics might tell you to go for it right here, Brock, I say let your defense eat. Go punt it, put them inside the 10, and let your defense go play.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at Wade right now. I think AJ's looking at him as well. He's going to go talk to Wade right now and see what he wants to do.
Well, they better, I think they're checking for a measurement here. That's a 32 inches.
They're going to go.
The play clock is at 20 right now. What they can't do here is let this thing boil down. If they take this timeout, Brock, remember, they'll lose their super challenge. It would be their last timeout of the half. Got to get going. I don't love this. If they don't get it, you're creating field position for an offense that has done nothing.
Trying to draw St. Louis offside.
They did.
And they did.
99 defense.
Wow. Austin Falloud, number 99.
Defense, number 99. Causing the offensive player to move, 5-yard penalty. First down.
Another mistake for St. Louis right here in the middle, and it's when it's the nose guard, you're just like, oh my goodness, the ball is literally right under your nose. That is a mistake that you cannot make in these environments. We've seen now twice St. Louis jump off sides. This last one gives San Antonio a free first down. If you stop them there, Anthony Beck's offense is going to go on the field in plus territory. That is a massive mistake.
And instead, San Antonio keeps the drive going. First down from the St. Louis 49.
Snap it!
Anthony McFarland got tripped up by the turf monster there. I think still gained 5 yards.
Good job, Greg. Slow play.
This team is playing, Brock, with confidence.
Yeah. Yeah, you heard it from Wade Phillips this week. I mean, they were down 5-6 starters. They felt like personnel-wise, they were faster, they're more physical. They really felt like maybe not in week number 3. Maybe they ate a piece of humble pie at home week 3, but since then, they've been awesome, and they've got a full array of all their playmakers back.
Good job handling the snap by Garbers. Lovett picks up 3 yards. It'll bring up third down.
Boy, and I tell you, exactly, Brock, what you talked about earlier in this series, possessing the football. This series is the epitome of that. possessing the ball, staying on the field, protecting that defense. A.J. Smith and the Brahmas, they're doing everything that they want to right now.
And I like the word you used earlier, confidence. They seem so sure about what they want to do offensively. Garber's looking for McFarland. Let him too much.
Ruling on the field is incomplete pass, 4th down.
So after the incompletion, it brings up a 4th down.
Benefits them that it's an incompletion, because now they at least have a thought. And it looks like now they're going to send the punt team on the field.
Yeah, Brad Wing, the punter, coming out.
Well, see, in this field position, Brock, I would tell him to go for it.
Yeah, and I think that 3rd down call, if they could do it again, I think they should have just pounded it one more time. Yeah. They didn't.
Brock, to your point, 2 runs there, get the 1st down, right?
Yep.
Run it on 3rd, go for it on 4th, run it again, you probably get the 1st down, but now they're going to lean on that defense. Not a bad option here to lean on the defense.
Wing. Darius Shepard surrounded, makes the fair catch at the 15-yard line. And a little extra afterwards, no flags. And so A.J. McCarron will take it over right there. His offense, 43 total yards so far. They need to get something going to get back in this game, as they're down by 10 here in St. Louis. Tonight's game is sponsored by Dr. Pepper. Football, it's a pepper thing. And by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need.
We're getting beat up front, man. We gotta. They're liking this, getting us into one-on-one blocks. Yeah. All right, they're getting in the jam every time, and they're just they're saying they're gonna win one-on-ones.
So a frustrating start for A.J. McCarron. It doesn't sound like it's complicated.
No.
If they're just getting beat one-on-one.
You got to wonder, are they going to start taking some shots in those one-on-one situations, you know, and attacking vertically up the field. Here they have them again here. Single safety, one-on-ones on the outside.
Draw play instead, Jacob Sailors. And Sailors going to pick up 3, maybe 4 yards on the play.
You know, Brock, when you try to run the ball against a single safety, you can't block everybody in the run front.
Yep.
You know, it's interesting right now. St. Louis is just not getting into the right play calls.
No, and they really wanted to run a bunch of RPOs. In talking to Coach Gradkowski, both before the game, on the field, they felt like this run game, Joel, would then set up some play action, but we have seen 0 of that next level.
Set. 180. What's up?
No flag. Now it comes out late, so a free play as San Antonio jumped offside.
I got a flag.
Defense offside, number 8.
Defense offside, number 8.
That's going to be on Tim Ward.
Offside. Defense, number 8. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
He was one of those starters that didn't play a week ago. Now he's back in the lineup. A little too eager on the outside there for Wade Phillips.
One of their best pass rushers trying to get a jump start. Started too early.
Okay, Joel, 2nd and 1.
Hey, we got Deuce Wright, bulked off. 18 Springer, alert auto on 1. To the other side. Set. Hey. Alert. Alert. 180. White side.
Just got it off. Sailors fighting. And it's going to be close. Let's see where they spot this ball. They needed to get right to the 25-yard line, and he got it.
That's a good second effort to get the line to gain. You know, for the first time today, they're staying on schedule there through that set of downs, and they're able to move the chains.
Bulked off. F King, wide flat, 13 Oiler. Hurry up, hurry up.
We're good. We're good.
I think we have an injured player for San Antonio. They wanted to get him off the field.
AJ, we'll put the play clock at 10. I'm going to wind it. Play clock at 10.
Jordan Mosley, one of their best defensive backs.
Play clock to 10 seconds.
And their leading tackle.
Start on my whistle. Play clock at 10 seconds. Thank you. Get lined up!
So they get him off the field and move the play clock back to 10 seconds, so plenty of time for McCarron.
Set! 180! What's up?
Sailors caught in the backfield. Couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage before Garrett Nelson grabbed him right around the ankles.
And Brock, they're just getting single high safety, which means all these guys, eyes in the backfield. There's 5 linebackers, 3 defensive linemen. There's 8 in the box. It's really tough to run on that.
Yeah, and you just feel the downhill nature of this front. I mean, I think Coach Phillips reminded these guys all week there was only one all-UFL player, the middle linebacker. That was it for the best defense of the league, and they are playing with that kind of edge.
180! What's up?
McCarron steps up, Butler. And Butler doesn't get far.
Cheetah.
His first catch of the game, and it's still going to bring up a 3rd down.
Hey, rat the spread right, H hustle, 51 Stowe, H shoot. Cheetah, rat the spread right, H hustle.
Rat the spread right, H hustle, 51 Stowe, H shoot a 1. Yeah, that's fine. Set. 180! What's up?
McCarron can't find anybody and is wrapped up. Second sack made by the San Antonio defense. Savion Patton this time. And once again, they shut St. Louis down.
Yeah, and to be honest, this passing concept, they're going to get a big seam here and a big seam here with the way the defense is spread out. And at that point, someone's got to settle down at the line to gain and give the numbers to the quarterback in zone. They all run through those zones, and Brock, they covered themselves, and there's nowhere to go with the ball.
Yep, and I think with a hobbled AJ, you're not going to get him to create, right, and run for that 3rd down. It's got to be there, or San Antonio gets home.
Marquez Stevenson back, but he'll have to wait as we reach the 2-minute warning. It has been frustrating for St. Louis and joyous for the Brahmas. Welcome back to the UFL, presented by the U.S. Army. Well, we're 2 minutes on the game clock away from the Progressive halftime show. We'll get you inside the locker rooms and have highlights from the first half, which has been all San Antonio. 187 yards to 46 for St. Louis. The Brahmas have dominated on both sides of the football, and they're about to get it back with 2 minutes left. Sterling Hoffrichter, the punter for St. Louis. High, booming kick. Stevenson from the 26. Around the edge, can't get it. Good open field tackle made by Elijah Lee. Well, this game is for the championship of the XFL Conference. The winner moves on to play for the UFL title next week right here on Fox. Birmingham won the USFL Conference matchup yesterday, knocking off the Michigan Panthers, and so the winner of this game will face the Stallions, who are trying to win their 3rd championship in a row, if you will, having won back-to-back years in the USFL.
Yeah, their only loss was to this Brahmas team just a few weeks ago. And how about the first half for this San Antonio team? Last week they had 82 total yards and no points in the first half. Here already 13, outscoring what they did a week ago. And right now they've got an incredible opportunity. They received the second half kick, guys. So if they can go get a score here, taking up all this 2 minutes, they have a real chance to create some separation in this game.
Anthony McFarland tried to get him started. Quintarius Cole wrapped him up.
And conversely, Joel, a little surprised at Anthony Beck not using any of his 3 timeouts.
Yeah, well, part and parcel to this half. St. Louis all around has been totally discombobulated, Brock. Like nothing's gone right for them.
So much energy was spent wanting to get home field. They got it last week, but it's not to their advantage so far.
Liz it, quick!
Play clock at 0. They allow the snap, no flags on the play.
Regular. Trio left, up, blue double chip, H banana, Z big. Trio left, love. Trio left, up, blue double chip, H banana, Z big. 55.
Brock, lots of time coming off, lots of time.
Yep. You better take care of the football right here.
They get it off. Garber's caught by Stevenson, and he breaks the tackle. Out to the 45-yard line, gain of 19, and they hold on and move the chains.
What a throw right there. That was a beautiful throw. Good route, good hands right there for the first.
Garber's looking, going deep. Stevenson, and he overthrows him. That was actually John Lovett, the running back, and it falls incomplete.
Let's go back to that 3rd down. Marquise Stevenson on the outside, number 5. And Garbers throws a beautiful ball right here. He's looking to the left, and he's got a tight window, and he just puts it right on the outside of the linebacker. That was number 24, Lavert Hill, who couldn't get there, and it was a first down. They moved the chains.
Urgency to phony pass. On the quick, right break.
Garbers joked earlier about it being a game of inches on that 63-yard touchdown pass. He's had a couple, but he's just thrown right to the perfect spot. And this is Kirkland. Remember, he was a quarterback in high school and college, and he's keeping it. Forced out of bounds, Travis Feeney wraps him up. And they were thinking about trying to throw that. Instead, it winds up being a 4-yard run.
Brock, that was all of his history as a quarterback. If a normal wide receiver, he's going to throw that hell or high water right there. But a guy who's done it before knows that he can use his legs, and he gets out of bounds.
And I kind of like the aggression here. Are you going to get the ball to begin the second half? It could have been very easy, Joel, to just say on the road, run it 3 times. Let's get out of here. No. San Antonio is playing this game with aggressiveness to win.
They're going to wind up having to use a timeout again.
Plays so fucking late.
All 3 of their timeouts in this first half because of the play clock.
3rd and final timeout. San Antonio.
But they've still got 37 seconds left in this first half, up by 10.
Allegiances are born and rivalries are formed. In the United Football League, fandom isn't given, it's earned. So grab the official UFL gear and rally because it's time to ball out. Get hoodies, shirts, hats, and more, and feel the rush of victory. Who will you choose? Head to shop.theufl.com and get your official gear today.
Well, we're just 37 seconds away on the game clock from the Progressive halftime show. It's been a disappointing first half for the hometown team as St. Louis has been fighting an uphill battle all day long. San Antonio trying to get this first down.
What are we looking here for, Coach?
GTFO. That's what got us here.
Okay. I don't know if that's safe for the family on Sunday. Whatever it translates into, we'll see if it's good enough to pick up 6 yards.
That's an empty backfield. And Brock, their best players, the inside receiver to the top of your screen. That's Kirkland. He's in motion now.
Garbers, pressured, going deep, down the left sideline, and he overthrows KD Cannon.
They're trying to run all verticals there and take the matchup. One side, you love the aggressiveness, but also, I mean, they are close to field goal range. And those points could be at a premium. There's KD Cannon. You remember those go routes from his time at Baylor. I'll tell you, he is a fast player, but Garbers just overthrew him.
Just a little more air.
St. Louis bringing the heat. Shepard. 22 seconds, but all 3 timeouts for St. Louis, even though it's a long way to go to get into field goal range.
You know, I would normally with 3 timeouts, Brock, say like, hey, you know, like get a completion, see what you got. With no timeouts for San Antonio, I think I would just take a knee. After this half for St. Louis, I mean, nothing's gone right.
No, Joel, and if Garbers puts just a little more air, young quarterbacks, when you've got a guy that has left his DB, just put air on that ball. You know, you may draw a penalty. He just tried to throw a perfect pass in that situation, and St. Louis dodged a bullet.
180, watch out!
McCarron hit, escapes, and throws that one along the sideline. Short pick up, Darius Shepard. So they are going for it. Maybe Anthony Beck wanted to get something positive going in the locker room here.
Well, they haven't had anything positive. They had a couple of nice runs on first down. They had the pick right at the goal line defensively. Other than that, I mean, Brahmas have completely dominated the game.
On both sides of the ball.
180, watch that!
Are you good?
And that's Butler dancing along the sideline, gets out of bounds after picking up the first down, and there's 8 seconds left.
With 8 seconds and the timeouts, at this point, and you really need 25 yards on this play to feel like you can try a field goal.
Let's go. Two-jet Cavalier.
And defensively, just no penalties, right?
That's right. That's exactly right. And do not get beat deep. If you're a safety, Tez Tabor back there, 22, nobody deeper than you.
McCarron gets it out, and it's caught. Sailors gets out of bounds. Play clock, or game clock, pardon me, reaches 0, and McCarron is hurt. Remember, nursing that bad ankle. The left ankle was the one he hurt. Missed 2 games, came back, started last week. But admitted it was still sore.
And this is why you take a knee. The chances of getting points there were so low, and you just expose a quarterback that's already banged up. Should have just taken a knee.
And he grabbed that left ankle right away. Let's check in with Brock.
Well, Coach Phillips, less than 65 yards of offense for the Battlehawks. What have you guys done defensively tonight?
We played him about like we did last time. You know, he was 10 for 24 last game. So our offense is playing better this game.
What will be the message to the guys here to finish it out in the second half?
Finish it out in the second half is a good one. I like it. I'll take it.
Thanks, Wade.
And they get the ball first in the second half. There's A.J. McCarron still down as the training staff looks at him. And as you said, that last play, high risk, very little reward.
Especially with the pass rush that the Brahmas have. They do not need to pressure and bring extra rushers to get home. That's why they led the UFL in sacks. And there you can see that left ankle just gets caught under A.J. McCarron, and he is writhing in pain, and that is not what they need.
Here's tonight's big move brought to you by Pods.
Let's go to the first touchdown of the game. Stevenson right down the middle. Beautiful throw by Garbers. A nice design for the Brahmas offensively. Nobody there. And A.J. Smith loving things. Everything going the Brahmas' way. Offense has been great. Defense, maybe even just a little bit better.
And things going just the opposite way for St. Louis. They're down by 10, and we'll have to check on their quarterback during intermission. Back here in St. Louis, tonight's UFL halftime brought to you by Progressive. All inside that St. Louis locker room. A.J. McCarron walking gingerly as the training staff will take him to examine that left ankle that he is obviously feeling right now. His team down by 10 points. We welcome you to the Progressive Halftime Show. We'll get you caught up as to what has happened elsewhere in this playoff season for the UFL. But right now, let's get it down to the sideline where Brock here is standing by with a special guest.
Well, I appreciate that, Kurt. We'll look at highlights, but this is my highlight every game, to talk to someone that serves our country. What is your name and where are you from?
My name is Staff Sergeant Jasmine Andrews, and I'm from Detroit, Michigan.
What is it you do in the Army?
So I'm a recruiter for the Army National Guard here in North County, Missouri.
What would you say to those that are watching tonight about answering the call? Why did you answer the call to serve?
Well, originally I joined to travel, but to be a part of a bigger picture. So I used to see, and my recruiter at my school would come all the time, and I never asked him questions. And one day I just decided to talk to him, and basically it seemed like a plan to create an opportunity to do something bigger and better than me.
We thank you so much for serving our country. God bless you. Kurt, now to those highlights, buddy.
All right, a little dynamo there. Thank you, Staff Sergeant Andrews, you and your family for all you do for this country. All right, the winner of this game will play for the UFL title next week. They will take on the Birmingham Stallions, and that's because the Stallions yesterday won the USFL side of the bracket. Danny Edley up 18-12, gets picked off by Daniel Isom, who takes it back 48 yards for the pick six. That tied the game at 18. At one point, Birmingham had been down by 15 points in the second half, but they go into the locker room all even, and they took it over in the fourth quarter. Matt Corral came in, replacing Adrian Martinez, hooked up with Amari Rogers for the score, and then later on, Corral hooking up with Ricky Person Jr., the running back, and he dives into the end zone. 15-yard score. Stallions 28 unanswered. They win at 31-18 to win the USFL Conference Championship, and they will play right here in St. Louis next week against the winner of this game for the UFL title, the first one ever being handed out. All right, before we get to the second half of this game, how about a look back at this year in the inaugural season of the UFL and some of the great plays and great moments.
Spring football is back in the UFL.
Let's ball out, baby! Y'all ready?
Oh, no! Ball is out! Game-changing hit. Well, he's got a man downfield. Touchdown! All about the offense now. Lofts it downfield, and it's caught! It's mayhem! Woo! Did we get the tippy toe? Yes! Into the end zone. 64-yard try. A star is born in the UFL. Floats one to the end zone. Touchdown! That was a rude awakening. Garbers throws to him. Kirkland throws again. He can throw it twice. And a trick play. A lot of razzle-dazzle.
That's what he can do. He's dangerous.
Give him another goodbye. Wow. And we could be in store for some more drama. DC has come from behind. This is what this league is all about. Throws into the end zone and a touchdown. Corner of the end zone. On the money. Shaking, baking. And is it? It is. What the stiff for? And this place is berserk. Oh, mercy. Oh, my goodness. He got smoked. Oh, he's showing the toughness. It is intercepted. Outstanding catch. I can't believe he brought this one in. Only one hand necessary. Throws down the seam, and what a catch. It's a reverse. Double pass. And this is a boomer. Grown man's catch. Attention, NFL.
Welcome back to St. Louis, 13-3 San Antonio. Tonight's UFL on Fox halftime is presented by Progressive. Well, it has been all Brahmas. Anthony Beck right here in the St. Louis locker room trying to get these Battlehawks going. Nothing went right for the Battlehawks, and the Brahmas played exceptionally well there in the first half. Let's take a look at some of these first half highlights, and really it was all San Antonio. Their offense really didn't get stopped except for this one play. They drove it all the way down. Chase Garbers threw an interception. A little too low right there. He knew it and corrected the mistake later on their second possession. There's some error on the ball. Beautiful layered pass right down the middle. Marquez Stevenson, he's in the end zone. Justin Smith, he took one the distance, 63 yards, a long play right there. Some gambling going on in the secondary of the Battlehawks. They got burned on that one. It's 13-3, 10-point lead for the Brahmas. You can see it's been totally dominated. Third downs, 4 of 8. Meanwhile, the Battlehawks, 0 for 4 on third down in time possession, which is always critical when you're playing with a great defense on your side. They lead that as well. Well, we come back. It's the second half here. We're trying to crown an XFL championship. Who's going to face the Birmingham Stallions? We got football here. Second half, 13-3 Brahmas.
San Antonio up by 10 here as we get ready to start the second half of this XFL Conference Championship game. Winner moves on to face Birmingham next week for the UFL title. In the first half, dominated by San Antonio. They get it to start the second half. Big question for St. Louis as well. We saw their quarterback, A.J. McCarron, limp off the field on that final play of the first half. How's he doing? Will he be able to play? We'll find out in a bit. This one goes into the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25-yard line. Let's check in with Brock Hewitt.
Well, I'll ask Coach what you just asked aloud there, Kurt. Any update on A.J.?
Yeah, right now he's getting some treatment on it. He'll be out in a little bit. We may start with Manny coming out on our first series, depending on how he feels. It's all when he comes out of the tunnel to see what it feels like.
Yeah, you talked all week to us about the details and the things that you could control. What happened there in the first 30?
You know, listen, we got to be our best when those moments come calling, right? Our best players need to step up and make great plays. But right now, we're only down 10 points. I mean, come on, man. We score, we hold them, we score, we're good. So guys got to keep plugging. Got to play our best 30 minutes of the season right here.
I appreciate that, Coach. And looks like A.J. McCarron walking out of the locker room now.
And walking without a limp. It looks much better, certainly, than he did going in.
I'll tell you, the way that he rolled around after getting rolled up on, I thought for sure his night was over.
Absolutely. Here's John Lovett into the secondary, and Lovett with an 11-yard gain on first down.
I think he's out of the tunnel right now and coming on the field, and some of those Battlehawk faithful seeing number 10 walk onto the field and certainly getting a nice ovation over there back of the end zone. But boy, it has been a struggle for St. Louis offensively, and you cannot say that for the Brahmas offensively. They've gone up and down the field. Kurt, 222 total yards so far. Lovett's run the ball really well, 11 for 35, but Garbers has been terrific as well.
So as McFarland, although is hit after a 1-yard pickup big time by Quinterio Cole.
I got him. Let's go. I got him.
It's Catherine McCarron, AJ's wife. Look of concern. Kids as well. But AJ's there on the sideline looking like he's trying to get back in this game.
Yeah, it certainly looks like he's going to go out there and tough it out when the Battlehawks get the ball.
Anthony McFarland falls forward. Gain of 5.
It's a veteran move, by the way. He knows you're not getting the ball to start. That gives him at least 5 extra minutes. It's a quick half, 10 minutes. He gets some extra treatment. Now he's back on the field. Now it's a third down. His defense has a chance to get off the field here. But again, the Brahmas are in a manageable yardage. 3rd and 5. They've been very good tonight on third down.
Brown tries to help out. Garbers caught, but going to be stopped by Peyton Jones making the tackle. Justin Smith couldn't get the yardage necessary, and so this defense for St. Louis comes up big here on the opening possession.
You know, in that first half, Brock, they ran that exact same play out of the exact same formation. Double slants after McFarland motion out of the backfield. That time, St. Louis was ready. Good halftime adjustment there on third down.
Yeah, Peyton Jones all over that quick slant.
So Brad Wing on to punt. Darius Shepard with running room. And it gets shut down quickly. So A.J. McCarron, last time we saw him, It did not look good. Final play of the first half. They decided to try and throw it. And remember, it was that left ankle that he hurt earlier. It just kind of got fallen on.
Yeah, and again, I would just say, like, I didn't think that they should have put him in that situation. You see him getting the signal from his wife. There's McCarron going in at half, and then now back on the field here. We'll see how mobile he is. And by the way, if you're Wade Phillips in this San Antonio defense now, hey, Brock, don't you test him out? Wouldn't you send an extra rusher?
Yes.
See how he can move?
Yeah, but you also lean into the best sacking group in the league that doesn't have to always do that, Joel.
What's on?
Sailors hitting the backfield. Wyatt, Gray.
They gave this look in the first half as well. Look, 6 up at the line of scrimmage, and you're just going to get a nice knife in from this side. There's Ray, no one there to block him. Tight end was trying to come back and block and hold off that backside, but there's the speed. Brock, I'm telling you, these guys are flying up the field.
Yeah, we've seen Birmingham over the last couple years with John Chavis. They can fly in person on the turf here, on this surface, Joel. We've not seen a faster spring defense the last 3 years.
Loss of 2.
180! What's up?
Sailors wrapped up, kept fighting, but once again, Prince Emili and company catches him early, and there's a late flag that came out after the play was over.
There's no way you can call that.
And that's going to be on St. Louis.
Yeah, it really is. At the end there, I believe that was 75, Jared Jones-Smith. All UFL offensive linemen, and the mistakes continue to compound. St. Louis team has avoided this all year long. They were one of the more mistake-free teams in the UFL. Only 11 turnovers, fewest penalties in the league, and here's the call right there. Just a shot in the back. You don't need that at all.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, number 75. The penalty enforced to the 2-yard line. The down counts.
And Brock, it's not just little penalties. Every penalty, all 3 of them have been huge penalties against St. Louis.
Yeah, it's just a drive killer. You know, they like to say in baseball, Joel, and you know this as a professional baseball player, the harder you try, the tighter you grip a bat, often the worse you do. And we have felt that from these Battlehawks here for now 35 minutes of this game.
Yeah.
They are just pressing. They're gripping too tight and making mistakes they've not made all year.
If they don't get any yards here, this is going to be a prime opportunity for San Antonio to put together a good punt return and get the ball about the +40.
Yeah, they just handed off to Sailors trying to get some yardage on 3rd and 24.
You know, as crazy as this sounds, guys, that's actually a good run. If they don't get any yards there, again, they're punting with the heels on the back end of the goal line, and the Brahmas are going to get the ball at probably the +40 with an offense that's been really good all year. So just those 12 yards right there, that's going to allow you to get your punt coverage out and potentially force the Brahmas to start in their territory.
It'll take a good punt from Hofrichter. Stevenson standing right at his own 37-yard line already.
Coming after it.
They look like it.
Nobody out on the outside.
Hofrichter gets it off. Good high kick. Stevenson gets a block, and another one. Big hit. Flag comes out on it. Alize Mack with the big whop on Ben DeLuca, and he looks like he's going to be penalized for it.
We got 2 flags are good. Which one? 46, this good. What do we got?
Number 88, right there.
Illegal blindside block. Receiving team. Okay, 15 from here. Yep.
During the return.
Are we on TV?
I'll go this way. During the return, personal foul. Receiving team, number 88. Illegal blindside block. 15-yard penalty. First down.
And they called him for the big hit.
Timeout.
10:17 to go here in the third quarter. It's still a 10-point contest.
Touchdown, Q!
That was tonight's game flow brought to you by Progressive. Early on in the third quarter here, San Antonio, second possession of this second half. If there's anything positive for this St. Louis defense right now, they've stopped the Brahmas offense the last 3 times, forcing punts.
Five-man box.
McFarland, wide open field, speed, gone. Touchdown, just like that. "69 yards on the run, and the lead grows."
This is exactly what San Antonio wanted to do, was they wanted to get McFarland in particular when you see 2 safeties back in the middle of the field. When you see 2 safeties, you can block everybody. You've got the run numbers, and they get everyone blocked up front, and then you see the speed from McFarland. Beautiful job by the offensive line. Again, they were great in the first half. Right there, huge hole for McFarland, and he was gone. And Brock, you talked about how he was just an emotional player in the first half, and that emotion paid off right there with the speed to the end zone.
How about a little credit to A.J. Smith as well? I mean, we talked a lot about a guy that loves to throw it, came from the air raid background, and he is playing to the strength of this team and running it more than they're throwing it today.
Going for 2. Garbers, Kirkland, and he's going to be stopped before getting the conversion. But the 69-yard touchdown, the longest run in the UFL this season, and it could not have come at a bigger time. San Antonio on the road in a playoff game, up by 16. Tonight's game is sponsored by Bounty, the quicker picker-upper, and by Jersey Mike Subs, be a sub above. Well, the San Antonio team, 19-3. Anthony McFarland, 4th-round pick of the Pittsburgh Steelers, played 3 seasons with them, and he shows you right there why they wanted to give him a rest last week to get back in this offense. 69 yards on the run. And this game has been all San Antonio, whether it's through the air, on the ground, or their defense, which has held St. Louis, who came in having scored the 2nd most points all season long, to just 3. Shepard on the return. Let's check in with Brock and talk about this offense that's playing so well.
Well, how many times have we talked to an offensive line coach during these broadcasts? Not enough, but your guys are getting it done. What happened on that touchdown run?
Simply put, man, all 5 guys work together. We got a left tackle blocking a guy 25 yards down the field. We got the offensive line firing and running off the ball. It's about attitude, and these guys have the attitude to try to run the ball, and that's what happened on that.
Coach Gerard, you guys gave up the fewest sacks on the season. Lots of compliments for the defense, deserving of it. But what's your group, your O-line group, meant to the identity of this team?
You know what? Those guys know that I care. I care about what they do. And we take it as a badge of honor to make sure that our quarterback can throw the ball and add the fewest sacks in the league. So that's an accomplishment. That's great.
I appreciate it, Coach. Thank you.
We talk about offensive line and running the ball. A big run by Jacob Sailors of 24 yards to try to get something going for the Battlehawks.
We saw this on the first couple of series for St. Louis, is their ability to run the football and kind of power, in particular with these tight ends in the game. And there, Sutherland with a nice block, number 84, and Sailors with a good physical finish to that run.
Sailors again, slips a tackle. And Sailors picks up 9 yards.
Now, this is a mentality drive. You can feel it. That play call came out quick from Bruce Gradkowski. They wanted to play with tight ends and hammer away at this defense. It's a speed defense. Anthony Beck knows that you take the speed defense, you run right at it. And that's what Bruce Gradkowski has done on this series. They're just trying to start over. This feels like a big start over, or redo, if you will, for this St. Louis offense.
And it would be an important answer after the touchdown.
180! White side!
They fake the handoff. McCarron can't connect. No flags in the secondary as Hakeem Butler went down.
Go. Damp left, lead hot. Damp left, lead hot.
Here we go.
Damp left, lead hot.
All right. Here we go. We got damp left, lead hot on 1. Hurry up, hurry up!
Trying to get their first third down conversion.
Set! 180! White side!
Here comes San Antonio, and they catch Golden in the backfield. Jacob Sykes, the first one to get there, but they were bringing the pressure right out of the gate.
I'll tell you, this defense is in the proper call on every big play, every third down, and St. Louis is now forced into the situation. 19-3, 4th and 5, good offensive series, and they feel like they got to stay on the field. McCarron family can't even watch right there. Mom's trying to give a play-by-play right there.
They're like, do something.
180! White side!
They need the 26. Here comes the pressure. McCarron going for that end. More. Butler goes up and gets it with one hand.
Well, when you get one-on-one with this guy, you got to give him a chance. They went to him one time in the first half. Foot just was out of bounds. It was a similar style of play where he's basically just up there trying to imitate Randy Moss. And how about that? Does a good job there. The McCarron Booth loving it as they convert on 4th and 5 and really stay alive in this game with 7 minutes to go in the third.
They gained 27 to the 3-yard line.
Set! 180! White side!
Here comes the blitz, 1st and goal. Sailors fighting, gonna be stopped just shy of the goal line.
Plus. Deuce right, F off, F fly. 12 duo plus.
Let's go, let's go. Deuce right, F off, F fly, 12 duo plus 1.
Two tight ends in for St. Louis.
180, white side.
Sailors fighting, gonna be stopped again.
I think they're going to get that face mask that A.J. McCarron was yelling for. You saw that flag come in.
What do you got as results of play? All right. Results of play is 3rd down, but face mask defense number 22. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. 1st down. Previous spot enforcement, half the distance.
There's that face mask by Tabor.
Mask. Defense, number 22. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. Automatic. 1st down.
You know, normally, Brock, when it's this close, you would just sneak it, but you can't do that with McCarron because of his ankle. So they're going to have to turn and hand this ball off at a minimum.
And you wouldn't bring in Manny Wilkins cold in a moment like this, would you, Joel?
Not to take a snap from under center, I wouldn't.
Manny Wilkins, the backup quarterback, much more mobile normally, but particularly with McCarron hurt.
Set!
One-on-one to Butler.
180! White side!
They fake the handoff. The tight end, Sutherland. Did he get across the goal line? No. What a defensive play by Tease Tabor of knocking that ball out of Sutherland's hand.
Well, this is interesting because the official on the far side is confused. He threw his beanbag out as if that was a catch and fumble, but if he's ruling that the possession was established, then the play should be over as soon as they break the goal line right there. This cannot be a fumble at this point. It can only be either an incompletion or a touchdown. Cannot be a fumble.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown.
And so Dean Blandino looked at that at the command center. They overruled the official on the sideline. No fumble. Yes, touchdown.
Remember, it's time, control, then time. He gets 2 feet down right there and extends the ball. That's a football move. At that point, you're a runner. And at that point, when the ball touches the goal line, it's a touchdown. That's a great ruling from Dean in the command center, and a touchdown for the Battlehawks when they desperately needed it. They ran that exact same concept, guys, last week to Sutherland for a conversion. Love slipping him out of the backfield and getting him into that flat against his safety and letting him work. We'll see what they do here, though, for 2.
From the 5-yard line.
180! Watch out!
Shakur Pearson throwing it. Did Butler get his feet down? Yes. 2-point conversion, and St. Louis makes it an 8-point game.
Well, they're arguing about the feet right here. There's one. I don't know, guys. I don't think he got his second foot down. There's the ball. There's the left foot down. And nothing else. That's an incompletion.
Well, as of now, it's called. Butler, his big catch helped set up the touchdown. And then he got the, this is Jake Sutherland with the touchdown. That was overruled. And the McCarron family loving it. For now, the 2-point conversion stands. We'll take a look during the break. All right, during the timeout, Dean Blandino had a chance to look at this at the U.S. Army Command Center and says, Joel, you're right. He did not get both feet down. Therefore, the 2-point conversion fails. They take the 2 points off the board. It is now a 10-point game, and that's a big swing in points.
Yeah, it really is, because it makes it a 2-possession game versus a 1-possession game. So a huge moment right there as Butler can't get that right toe down in the end zone. I just appreciate these St. Louis fans preparing us for big noon kickoff. We're opening at West Virginia. They're giving a little West Virginia, country road here. We'll be there. Penn State, West Virginia, opening week, big noon kickoff.
You're ready for college football already?
I'm so ready. I'm ready.
All right, so the game's a little bit closer now, 19-9. Marquez Stevenson. St. Louis with their best drive of the game, obviously with their first touchdown, is Brock Heward with the guy who achieved the touchdown pass.
Well, AJ, we've got some shots of your booth up there, and you have said that you're playing because you want your kids to see you play and persevere. How are you feeling physically right now?
Yeah, I feel like shit, to be honest with you. But it is what it is. Like, you got to fight through it. Keep plucking away. Just try to stay in this thing.
What are they doing defensively? What are you feeling on the field?
I mean, listen, we've known they've had a good pass rush, and they're doing a good job of mixing up coverages, showing one thing, but I mean, we just got to make things happen. Like, just had too many mental mistakes.
I appreciate it, AJ.
Something may be happening for their defense. It is scooped up, and Daume Apeno scores. Turn of events here in the last 30 seconds.
Chase Garbers and Anthony McFarland on that mesh in the backfield. It's just a run play. Garbers is reading the end and wants to keep the ball and run on the outside, and he just drops it. Double Apeno is there, and the defense comes up with a massive play, biggest of the game, and now the offense on the field here, and they'll go for 2.
Officially a 10-yard fumble return for the touchdown.
I'm surprised, actually. I like going for 2 because at least the field goal gives you the lead, but going for 1 here at least makes a field goal
eligible to tie it should you get in that situation.
You know, it just depends on what play you like most. And Bruce Gradkowski likes what he's got on the play sheet here for a 2-point play.
They're looking to throw to McCarron. Bad ankle. He couldn't do anything after catching the ball. Tease Tabor wraps him up. Too much razzle-dazzle on that, but they get the touchdown to make it a 4-point contest.
Anytime as a quarterback you're in this zone read, you're trying to read the defensive end, but it's your responsibility for the ball. See, his eyes are on the defensive end, and he tries to pull that ball out, and it just hits the turf. The quarterback is always responsible for the mesh, even when they're reading that defensive end. McFarland tried to jump on it, but Damu Apenu, he is there for the scoop and score. What a turn of events here. I mean, this has been a domination by San Antonio until about the last 5 minutes of game time. Best offensive series, including a 4th down conversion to Akeem Butler, the offensive player of the year in the UFL, and then the defense comes up with a massive touchdown on their side, and San Antonio is going to have to regroup with their first real adversity of the day.
St. Louis, 2 touchdowns in a 13-second span.
Hey, Bruce, hold on. That's 15, down 4. You got 1 or 2?
2 touchdowns in 13 seconds makes you want to holler if you're Anthony Becht. And as you said, for the first time facing adversity, and San Antonio will start this drive at the 25-yard line.
Well, something that this offense is going to have to deal with, Brock, for the first time in about the last quarter and a half. This crowd is back into it.
Yep, pretty amazing. Once you mention West Virginia in college football, this whole game changed, Joel.
That's right. Is that what it took, huh?
Is that what happened?
No, what happened is Anthony Becht never lost his cool on that sidelines, Joel.
Yep.
I mean, he is a poised guy. He's emotional, but his team responds to his leadership, and he did not flinch even through all their mistakes.
And now he's gotten his team back within 4. John Lovett. Good second and third effort for Lovett. Give him 7.
Next play. 63. Play 63. 63. Play 63. Do it out of pistol. Do it out of pistol.
So they're going to the wristband now.
We got pistol, ace left, fake left, naked right, punch out, Houston, X over. On the quick.
Going to give a big hard play fake to McFarland, and they're going to try to get the over route right here after this play fake.
There's the play fake. Garbers along the sideline. Stevenson makes the catch.
Man, what a catch right there. And they need to go fast here and try to make sure that they can get this next play off. Because I don't know if he got both feet in, but here they go, and the snap is on.
They got it off. So the 12-yard gain stands, and McFarland picks up a little bit more, taking it into St. Louis territory. Let's take another look at that catch by Stevenson to see if it was a catch.
Garbers is rolling out, and then there's Stevenson, and he's got the separation right here, but the ball was just a little bit low, and he was able to get that left foot down, and the right foot is dragging as he controls it. That is great body control by Stevenson, who's had a heck of a game tonight. 5 catches, 56 yards, and a touchdown for Stevenson.
Love it. First down, San Antonio, and more. Another big run by this Brahmas offense.
Here we go, RC, here we go.
St. Louis cannot defend the run with 2 safeties back. I'm going to show you again. Here's a safety, and here's a safety. And guess what? They've got no numbers inside, and so the run play is there. This offensive line is handling the run defense up front, the front 7. They've got hats for hats, and then Lovett is immediately on the second level and then making people miss. Brock, nice move at the third level there.
Yeah, your safeties have to come up and tackle, and that time Askew Henry is just reaching and grabbing. Credit to that offensive line that we talked to and Coach Garage to respond.
21 yards on the run. They hand it off to McFarland. He only picks up a couple. But right now, San Antonio over 180 yards rushing.
And Brock, that's to your point about Wade Phillips earlier. He knew they were getting McFarland back and Lovett back, and he felt like this was going to be a team that could run the football this week.
Yeah, I mean, a week ago, this was a facsimile of this roster, down 6 starters, and they played and missed a game-winning field goal. I think it infused them with a lot of confidence. They put everybody back in that batting lineup, and they are just swinging that run game sword right at St. Louis.
Empty backfield here.
Garber's running. And falls forward across the 15-yard line. Here's third down.
Kirkland hasn't touched the ball in a while, guys. Number 13.
How about a bunch of slants and goes? How many slants have they run today in breaking routes? Got a little double move?
Play 80L, 80L, 80L.
We got ace left, wide on, Celtic sweep, single ready play.
Better hurry, better hurry.
They get it off. Handoff taken by Lovett, but he won't get close to that first down. And San Antonio going to be forced to kick a field goal. This is going to be interesting because everything's gone their way all day long until the last 5-6 minutes. And now they send out Ryan Santoso, who's missed his last 5 kicks. Hasn't made one since week 8.
Had one blocked last week. He also missed a 51-yarder left that would have won the game.
You wonder what his confidence is like. This is from 31 yards out. And he gets it through. And so it's now a touchdown lead. San Antonio up 22-15. We got a good one going here in St. Louis. Welcome back to the UFL, presented by the U.S. Army. San Antonio leads St. Louis by a touchdown here. This Promise defense has been good all year long. In fact, when you look at the numbers, in a lot of categories that are important, they are number 1, and that includes the most sacks in the league and the fewest points allowed in the league. And right now, St. Louis is exactly on that number 15.
And that's a bit misleading because one of those was a defensive score for the Battlehawks. The defense for the Brahmas has been exceptional. A takeaway, 2 sacks, 7 tackles for loss. And if I'm Wade Phillips, even though that, that short span, 2 touchdowns in 13 seconds, it felt like everything's going against him. You got to just go tell your guys, like, hey, nothing's changed. We don't have to change a thing. We don't have to adjust. We are dominating.
And they responded by getting the field goal, putting points back up on the board as Darius Shepard will help St. Louis get a good start here. And after that last drive, they've got to be feeling better.
Well, and it started with their run game. Jacob Sailors was very good early in the game. They got away from that. And then on a 4th down, you got to go players over plays. Well, that's Akeem Butler. And then Sutherland, who's been great inside the 5-yard line, is able to punch it in. Unable to convert after the touchdown, but you look at what they did in the first almost 40 minutes of this game, nothing. And then in 14 seconds, bang, you're right back in it.
That defensive score certainly helps. Now the offense starts at the 42. McCarron. That's a quick pass taken by Butler. It looks like they want to get him more involved. We've seen that the last 2 possessions.
There's 16 minutes and 7 seconds left in the season for one of these teams. If you're a play caller, you have to go down with your best. You cannot be sitting there tomorrow if you lose this game thinking to yourself, I didn't get the ball to Akeem Butler, or on the opposite side, I did not get the ball to Kirkland, John Cherry Kirkland, the best player that the Brahmas have. So these guys have got to touch it often here in the next 16 minutes.
180! What's that?
Sailors. And he will pick up 4 yards and a first down.
Take the quarter, take the quarter, take the quarter. Good work, good work. Take a quarter.
We're just going to play for the fourth quarter here.
Hey, Nebraska.
There's about
Hurry up,
a
hurry
half
up,
a tick
hurry up.
difference between the play clock
You don't have
and
to
the
snap.
game clock.
You don't have to snap.
They're going to let him have it, but you heard the official telling him, you have to snap it.
Two different things.
Yeah,
First
in
you
the
have to
third
snap
quarter.
it, then you don't.
You can see Anthony Beck going, I wanted that half a second to matter. What matters is it's a one-score game going into the final quarter. The winner moves on to play for the title next week.
Welcome back to St. Louis. Brahmas up 22-15 over the hometown Battlehawks. Let's take a look at what the Brahmas have done on defense. A little hardcore football. They've been loading the box. Look at everybody at the line of scrimmage. What they're doing here with all 6 guys up front and tight coverage is they're creating one-on-ones for everybody up front, thinking that they can win those one-on-ones, and they have. There's the first look here. Same look, creating one-on-ones. What happens? You get a win in the interior, and you get a TFL, tackle for loss. Same look on this play here. Lining up, getting one-on-ones, and then winning. That one by Prince Emili, number 98, who's been terrific all season long. We'll see if they continue with that strategy here in the fourth quarter, because as good as it's been, that's a high-risk, high-reward style of defense.
We'll see if St. Louis can take advantage. McCarron kind of sidearm that one, and Shakur Pearson falls forward, going to lose a couple yards on play.
And I tell you, the speed of this defense, we've talked about it all day. You can't go side to side, Brock, against this group.
You know, there's just some groups on some of these days that you play, and you could hear with AJ's answer. Not only is he physically hurting, but you know this, Joel, and you've experienced when a defense is downhill on you. I mean, it almost feels like they are playing, the field isn't level. They are just coming downhill constantly at you.
Set. I've been in those games. Feels like they're playing with 17 on the other side.
Here comes the rush again. McCarron pulls it down, runs as best he can, and slides it right across the 45-yard line.
There's those 2 guys we were talking about.
Tabor and McCarron, yeah.
Tabor went low at his ankle last week, and here he kind of dives down, and McCarron doesn't like it, even though there was no contact, and they get up and they start jawing immediately.
Third and long.
Yep. Set. 180. 1 second.
McCarron runs out of time and brought down for the sack. Third one by this San Antonio defense. Wyatt Ray getting the credit on this one.
This is the best pass rush in the UFL, and they're proving it here tonight. You're going to get this rush, and watch, McCarron's got nowhere to go, because up the field they come and they keep him in the pocket, and then everybody collapses at the quarterback. It's a race to the quarterback. All 3 of them are in there. Wyatt Ray's having a hell of a game, and Brock, McCarron can't move.
No.
He's a statue because of that ankle.
Yeah, you know, and last night Skip Holtz made a move, you know, a monster move in that second half for a spark, and I just wonder with Manny's athleticism, if you start to consider that here, if you're St. Louis.
Manny Wilkins, the backup quarterback you're talking about for the Battlehawks, certainly a more mobile option, and McCarron right now just cannot move around.
Here's Marquez Stevenson. Dancing around, gets around the edge. And another good return for Stevenson. So with 12.5 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter, San Antonio holding on by 1 score. Their defense coming up with the stop. Well, next Sunday, it all comes down to the UFL Championship game being played right here in St. Louis. We know that Birmingham is in. They won the USFL Conference Championship yesterday, coming back from 15 points down to beat the Michigan Panthers, and right now, Jontre Kirkland trying to get involved in this offense to get San Antonio into the title game.
Yeah, first series they went to him 3 times, 3 catches. has not had a target since. You just wonder in the fourth quarter here, do they go back to 13 at some point? He is certainly capable.
Instead, they hand it off. John Lovett fights his way out to the 28-yard line.
You know, Brock, this offense, A.J. Smith has done a great job of running it when there's two safeties back, and then throwing it when there's a single safety.
189 yards rushing now in this building against this opponent. As I said, A.J.'s background, he wants to throw it, man. He was an air raid guy. He's a wide open guy. But he's playing to the strengths of his entire team to play complementary football.
So from here, from behind the offense, you see now this looks like they're going to roll down. Now it's a single safety.
They give it to McFarland for the run. And McFarland fought his way to the first down.
I'll tell you what, that offensive line doing work. They did not have the numbers there. But Brock, this is when you start talking about championship drive medal with those 5 guys up front. Can you go put a game away in the fourth quarter running the football?
I know you and I share this belief. There was nothing like getting in this huddle right here and looking at every one of those guys and feeling your offensive line. Right? When that identity and those big guys up front, and they have been barking almost after every series, put this game on us. There is no better feeling for an offense.
Handoff, love it. And this time he's caught right at the line of scrimmage. Give him half a yard. Elijah Lee in there on the tackle.
I think this is also a time, and we watched Chase Garbers at Cal a lot. He played a lot of football, and he is a dynamic guy. And I know that wrist has been banged up this year, and he's missed a lot of games. But Joel, don't you feel like this may be an opportunity as well to use some of his athleticism?
Well, you know that this defense is going to be aggressive towards these running backs who have dominated tonight, and there could be an opportunity for Garbers on the outside.
Looking to throw. That one's caught. And Kirkland will pick up 8 yards. Let's listen in on the play call on third down.
Hey, jumbo, 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 jumbo. Hey, wristband 66. Wristband 66. Wristband 66. Jumbo, jumbo, jumbo. Wristband 66.
We got breakout from T. Denver, T1 on the quick, break.
They bring in a 6th lineman. Morgan Ellison. Can he get around the corner? No! Stopped in the backfield. Drayvon Askew-Henry with the big tackle. And it turns the ball over, forcing a punt for San Antonio.
Well, they go jumbo with the big back Ellison, and he has to bounce outside. Look at the hustle there by Drayvon Askew-Henry, and a great open field tackle. He goes low, and he's able to just get that left foot and bring him down to the ground. Askew-Henry, he played at West Virginia. They played a little country road here in the third quarter, and that's a beautiful play by the Mountaineer.
And it seems like that song, as you said, kind of turned this team around. They're still down by a touchdown, however, with 9 minutes left to play. Darius Shepard. Upended. And so McCarron and company down by 1 score. Thanks to the great play in the open field by their defense. Tonight's game is sponsored by Pods. Save up to 25% on your move with Pods. And by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. Well, St. Louis leaning on their quarterback, A.J. McCarron, playing with that bad left ankle. 2nd game back after missing 2 games with an injury. He said this week, I want to try and win a UFL championship. That's all I'm worried about. I'm not promised anything after this. I signed up for it. I'm not going to bail on my teammates. The team needs me. I'm going to play through it, and right now he is playing through it. His team needing a touchdown and a point after to at least tie it and stay alive here in this conference championship game. And he's got time. Finds an open receiver, Shepard. He's got running room. Across midfield, down to the 32 of San Antonio. And when they needed it, they get the big play, 38 yards.
Well, even with a lack of mobility from McCarron, look at this. You can tell he's gingerly moving up in the pocket, and he buys enough time, and there he finally finds Darius Shepard over the middle of the field, who does the rest. I mean, that's a great run after the catch. And again, some momentum, a little kickstart for this offense. They got the defensive score. They got that one drive that they were able to stick in the end zone, but here you got something cooking.
Their longest play of the game. Here's Wayne Goldman. Gain of 3.
11. Here we got Dan left. Purple lead high. Z strike. Corvette on. Set. 180. What's up?
McCarron keeps it. Throws that one is caught by the tight end Sutherland, and Jake Sutherland with the grab and forced out of bounds.
12.
After a short 5-yard gain.
Trey Wright, Z tap, action 2-jet stomp. Trey Wright, Z tap, action 2-jet stomp.
Got to wonder about 4-down territory as well.
We got Trey
You
Wright.
would think that they would go
Z-tap,
for it
action
here.
2-jet stomp on. Hurry up, Shep!
So if you're McCarron, you don't have to force this ball if it's not there. The only thing that really takes you out of this opportunity is a sack.
Here comes the pressure, and there is the sack. Right up the middle, Prince Emile, and his second sack of the game, 4th by this defense.
And what do? They line up everybody at the line of scrimmage again. So here you go. You got all 5, and you're going to bring the blitzer right here from the linebacker spot, and they get one-on-ones, and they can't block them. Every single time they've needed a play, Kurt, they've gone to that set. They get the one-on-ones. They trust their guys up front. Brock, Prince Emile, these guys up front, they can rush the passer.
Monster.
So they're going to go for the field goal here. They reset the play clock, so it did not wind down. 50-yard attempt here by Schmidt, who's made his last 13 kicks on the season.
Oh, I didn't want to say it. I didn't. When you said it, Kurt, just America, Kurt Menifee said it. Oh, no! Oh!
And he misses. Is this the time to be quiet?
Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. 13 straight, and this one just fading a little too much. That's going to finish in the right rough. Wade Phillips loves
a
it.
7-point lead for Wade Phillips.
Sunday, June 16th. Be there for the inaugural UFL Championship in St. Louis. Lock in your tickets now for the biggest game of the summer. Witness the historic clash for United Football League dominance.
Dropped it in the basket. Touchdown.
Bring your whole crew to the Dome at America's Center. Great seats are available today, so grab yours at theufl.com.
Back here in St. Louis, the UFL presented by the U.S. Army. 6:06 left to go in this championship game of the XFL Conference of the United Football League. A.J. McCarron and St. Louis at home, but they have trailed all game long. San Antonio jumped out to a 13-point lead, and they have just run the ball down the throat of this St. Louis defense.
They have been so good running the football. Anthony McFarland, he comes back off of injury. John Lovett comes back off of injury. And tonight, 193 yards. Those two backs that I just talked about have 183 of those yards. 7.3 per carry. They have been sensational, and this is the time where they have got to be at their best.
Lovett back in there right now on second down. quick pass. And it's caught by Kirkland. And Kirkland gets it into St. Louis territory to move the chains.
Every single play right now has got to be looking at this safety. If they go to one safety, then you've got a one-on-one on the outside, because that corner has what's called deep responsibility. And Brock, as you know, when that corner has deep responsibility, the offense and the passing game more specifically has what's called free access. That is a free access throw that you can make on the outside. All they got to do, watch the safety. If there's two, hand it off. If there's one, free access on the outside.
Tim Harris, the injured player down for St. Louis right now.
And the reason that they can be in this situation is their ability to run it during the course of the day. And this run game has been terrific. Up front, they've blocked them up, and then these guys in the back end have just been running their butts off. John Lovett, Anthony McFarland, big holes by the offensive line right here. McFarland, look at the Jets, just turns him on. He goes the distance. That's a touchdown. Those big uglies, they're, again, opening up a big hole for Lovett. Good spin, making people miss at the third level. Big explosive plays in the run game. They've also churned out yards. McFarland for 103, Lovett for 84. And right now, they're sitting here 5:05 left in this game. If they can continue this run domination, they're going to wind up winning the XFL Conference and facing Birmingham next week for the championship.
In this dome in St. Louis. Right now, San Antonio 197 yards rushing, 197 yards passing. McFarland. They're over 200 as he fights his way down to the 35-yard line.
Man, this has just been a masterclass. And Brock, there's your guy McFarland. He's still got the energy, jawing at St. Louis.
He got fresh legs. And you know this, Joel, from calling Michigan games the last couple years, the national champion at the collegiate level. We see it time and again, the NFL, the Chiefs O-line never gets the credit. But when you win the line of scrimmage, when you get to playoff football and you win the line of scrimmage, you typically win the ball game.
And that offensive line's also given up just one sack. And McFarland picks up another first down. Clock just keeps on running now.
That was a big first down, because now they can really slow things down. And I know that their kicker has struggled.
Strong right, Denver Whale.
But Brock Santoso, their field goal kicker, is very good inside of 50.
Yes.
And at this point, they're inside of 50. So it might not be 100%, as we know, but you've got to feel like you've got points. And so for your quarterback, Chase Garbers, you cannot take a sack.
Love it. Stop. Going to be dropped for a loss of a yard. Elijah Lee with the tackle. He's been busy this afternoon.
To that point, Joel, in warm-ups, I think it's the first time in my life I've watched a kicker kick every kick in warm-ups, to the point that Santoso turned to me and said, "You're kind of watching me closely today."
So he noticed.
Yeah, I didn't want to say, well, you've missed your last 5. He made one earlier. But from 50 in, he was pretty much automatic in warm-ups.
Well, he's a big boy. You may not want to get him mad. I don't know if you can take him, Brock.
No.
They get it off. Garbers down the right sideline. Oh, incomplete. Justin Smith tried to grab it with one hand as it was thrown just a little bit too far.
Oh, man, he had him. I tell you, the coverage breaks down late. You see Chris Payton-Jones trying to recover, and they're just going up one-handed. Justin Smith just could not haul that one in. That's a couple of times we've seen a Brahma wide receiver behind the defense, and Garber's unable to connect.
Jumbo package back in the game. I don't think you're going to want to run this one laterally.
They get it off. Ellison, nowhere to go. And that should take us to the 2-minute warning and bring up a 4th down. So we'll see if the lead remains 7 or if San Antonio goes for the field goal to try to extend it. 2 minutes left to decide who marches on in the postseason. Well, those are normally wide receivers, but they're lining up to try to block this field goal. St. Louis did just that last week. Their tight end, Kamari Everett, 6'6", blocked one by Santoso. He's in there along with Hakeem Butler, 6'5".
And these guys can jump, and they've been waving at Santoso the entire commercial break. Say, hey, remember us? They're still waving at him. Look at him.
He's going to try this for 45 yards. It's up, and it is through. It's also a two-possession game with 1:56 left to play.
What a kick right there for a guy that missed 5 straight coming into this game, including a 51-yarder that would have won the game a week ago. He comes through and just splits the upright. Beautiful kick, 2-possession lead now for the Brahmas, and St. Louis with 3 timeouts will need to score and likely go for the 4th and 12 to try to retain possession and get that second score.
Yes! Oh!
You instill confidence in your
here we
players.
go.
It was like Grandpa Wade, Uncle Wade, whatever you want to call him. He's that lovable curmudgeon on the sideline, and right now, this San Antonio team, if they can hold on, they will be playing for the championship.
Well, this is just such a tall task because these 15 points haven't even been scored by the offense.
Right.
You know, the offense has only scored one time. The one's a defensive score, Kurt, and so now you got to go score twice. You know, against this defense
in less than 2 minutes,
and more specifically this pass rush with a quarterback that's immobile. So you know, this is a severe uphill climb, and this San Antonio team, I'll tell you what, they came in on a mission. They have been physical. I thought that if they got to 18 points that they would win the game with the way their defense was playing. They're at 25 now, and they look well on their way to a win.
Well, as of now, 18 would have been enough, as they've held St. Louis to 15, but Darius Shepard trying to get him in position to do something with 1:50 left on the clock.
Well, Brock, the last 3 possessions for San Antonio, 4 minutes 23, 3 minutes 32, 4 minutes 10, just leaning into this style, protecting that defense.
Yeah, what did you say to me? 35 runs to how many passes?
Yeah, 35 runs, 22 passes for the Brahmas.
And now it's up to St. Louis to see if they can get anything going.
180! Watch out!
McCarron, good pass. Hakeem Butler, gain of 8.
Boy, that's not what you want because the clock keeps going. Almost every snap has to stop the clock here, or else you think about taking a timeout, which they won't. They'll try to get going.
Which means getting a first down or getting the ball out of bounds to stop the clock.
Orlando, set.
McCarron steps up, going deep. And it's almost intercepted. Tease Tabor had it go through his hands, and it falls incomplete, but brings up a 3rd down.
Well, this was a bit of a prayer right here because this is double coverage. Tabor does a good job staying deep, and then there's Langford, number 6. He's step for step with Stephen Mitchell. And that one really should have been picked off. Tabor just unable to get back to that ball. You know, if you're St. Louis right now, Brock, I think that you establish a point where you would go ahead and kick a field goal on this drive. You know, is it 40 seconds? Is it 35 seconds where you're trying to get in field goal range and maybe take the score now?
They've got to convert a 3rd down, which they haven't done all day. They do here. First one converted. That's Hakeem Butler on the sideline. Well, wait a minute. Let's see where they spot this. Boy.
Yeah, that spot is a bad spot.
It is.
That's about 2 yards off based on where he first catches that ball. Right there, just at about the 49, and then gets knocked out going backwards about the 48.
First charge timeout. St. Louis. 30 seconds in length. Please reset the game clock.
So St. Louis uses a timeout.
14 seconds.
Okay. You guys. They're giving him the first down. Well, the Summer of Stars has arrived with one of the biggest international tournaments in the world. It's the Euros, finally kicking off this Friday when host Germany take on Scotland live on Fox. Don't miss it. Coverage starts at 3 o'clock Eastern Time.
Correction. Please reset the game clock to 1 minute, 15 seconds.
So after review, they do give Butler the first.
As soon as he establishes possession, then that also gives you progress, which was clearly past the line to gain. Good reversal there by the command center.
So it's now 1:15 left to play.
Set. 180. Watch it.
3-man rush. McCarron to Butler, and he can't hold on. Pass broken up by Scott Nelson.
Nelson did a nice job there. And now, minute 10, man. This clock is up against it. Like I said, you're trying to get in field goal range and maybe get a field goal on this series. If that clock starts getting inside of 30 seconds. They're trying to push the ball down the field as best they can, but look at all these Brahmas back and deep. These safeties getting depth. They've got a third safety just sitting in the middle of the field.
McCarron, quick pass. Pearson fighting for yardage. Down to the 36. And they call a timeout. 14 yards on the play. St. Louis letting the clock continue.
Orlando, set.
McCarron, good pass, Mitchell. And he gets out of bounds.
Boy, if they're going to give you those, you take them all day long.
Let's go
takes
trough
no
right.
time at all.
Trough right, Y surge, 3-jet F sail. Trough right, Y surge, 3-jet F sail.
F sail. Go dagger. Hey.
Do you think about going towards the end zone at some point, knowing you need 2 scores?
Yeah, I mean, you see, everything has got to be a bit down the field. There's no doubt. And if they get to the point where there's 30 seconds left on the game clock, you'd think about kicking the field goal.
Over the middle of the field, Wayne Gallman, and he's tackled, kept in bounds by Jordan Williams.
The clock will stop with that first down. Now they get on the ball right away. 45 seconds now. The clock will stop at the ready, and here it goes.
Orlando, set.
McCarron looking towards the end zone, overthrows Mitchell too high.
I think you snap the ball a couple more times here. If they get to a 4th down, you would clearly kick the field goal. You cannot take a sack. That's a killer. You would have to burn a timeout automatically, and it pushes that kick back past 45 yards at that point. And who knows, even though Schmidt has a long of 61, you got to gain some yardage here, there's no doubt, and you got to get the ball close to the end zone.
Here comes the pressure. It's picked up. Goldman out of the backfield, trying to get out of bounds, and he does.
I just don't think you can take too many more plays inbounds. I think that this ball's got to be in the end zone. You take a shot at the end zone here. If you don't get it, you kick the field goal and you go take a 4th and 12.
And you probably need to do it pretty quickly.
Here we go. Set. 180. Watch it.
McCarron. Shepard falling out of bounds, makes the catch. And now there's 21 seconds left.
A 4th and 12 would be an untimed down. Okay, so that's a snap that you get for free if they're able to get a score. But after that, you would still need about 15 or 20 yards to get into field goal range, which you need probably, 15 seconds. And that's squeezing it. So this has got to get into the end zone, or you got to start thinking about kicking the field goal now.
McCarron directing traffic and throws it incomplete. Marcel Aitman, the nearest Battlehawk.
And let me correct myself. The 4th and 12 is a timed down. The clock will run. The game clock will run on the 4th and 12. So you've got to factor that into the equation, which means I think Schmidt should be on the field right now kicking the field goal.
Yeah, why not kick it right now? Because, as you said, you need to get it back and score again.
3-jet.
Running another play and getting a touchdown here and having 7-8 seconds left doesn't help you.
You need at least a snap, maybe 2 in this second possession. If you don't get it here, Schmidt needs to be on the field kicking the field goal.
Darius Shepard, the intended receiver.
Need to kick the field goal here. Any more time and it's impossible.
Might be already.
As we're talking about this strategy, what's lost here is what a brilliant job this Brahmas defense did. You know, normally in a 10-point game with 12 seconds, you'd just be singing the praises of the defense, which they've clearly been brilliant here today.
Only giving up a touchdown and a field goal to a team that averaged 26 points a game all season long. And that's bobbled by Mitchell, and that will get us down to 5 seconds. And a 10-point lead. Wade Phillips ready to start celebrating.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, not one of those passes into the end zone. You know, so a mismanagement there from St. Louis, but there's not much you could do against that defense. Boy, give San Antonio a ton of credit. You know, coming to this building 2 weeks in a row, and they just thoroughly dominated the game. Kurt, they had 410 yards of total offense to St. Louis's 239.
They dominated from start to finish. That opening drive ended in an interception, and after that, back-to-back touchdowns, and separated themselves from that point on.
Yeah. Brock, they played about as good of a game as they've played all year.
Well, we have said this about the two-time defending champions that San Antonio will see in this building next week. Complementary football. Complementary football wins championships, and this was a complementary effort really in all 3 phases today for San Antonio.
And that's how St. Louis's season will end. And San Antonio wins the XFL Conference Championship for Wade Phillips.
Awesome.
55 years as a coach, 37 in the NFL as a head coach or defensive coordinator. And now, as head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas, he will play next week for the UFL title.
What a performance all around by this San Antonio team.
Over season, man. Keep going, man.
Chase Garbers played his best game of the season. 15-21, 197, but the head coach has got to be thrilled with the way his entire team played. Let's go down to Brock with Wade Phillips.
Well, how'd that ice bath feel?
Cold. Yeah, but it feels good.
55 years you've been a coach, Wade. 55 years, and tonight a playoff win.
Yeah. Well, I've had some before, but this one's sweet.
Well, as a head man, you led this team really well. We said again and again, Wade, tonight, complimentary ball. Offense, defense, special teams, all 3 phases put it together. How?
Yeah, they did. It's a team effort. That's why we play football, is to play as a team. So our guys really did that. I'm proud of them.
You know, we kind of got a sense out of you. You know, you don't always talk a ton, but we got a sense out of you this week that you really felt good about getting all these starters back.
Yeah.
You played in this building a week ago without a number of your guys, and you could feel the running backs, you could feel your D linemen, you could feel your safeties, you could feel them all.
I'm going to tell everybody in the NFL that I talk to, you need to be playing.
I appreciate that, Coach.
You bet. You deserve it.
That's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Yeah, he can play. But you got all your horses back in the stable. How much of a difference did that make?
Yeah, well, how about that run McFarland made? Huh? I mean, yeah, that's a difference maker, you know. And but all our guys played well. They've got a really good team, and we played hard enough to win. That's good.
Yeah, last thing here for you before I let you go put a T-shirt on. That defensive effort. It may be 15 on the board, but it was only 9 by your defense, a touchdown and a field goal.
Well, the last 3 games, we played 9 points, 13 points, and 9 again on defense. That's big-time defense.
For the third week in a row, you'll be back here in St. Louis, this time Birmingham.
Home for us. Hopefully they'll pull for us at XFL.
Thank you, Wade. Appreciate it. Joel?
Now, what a scene it was all day long here in St. Louis, and there's still some tempers going here after the game. Tabor was involved in some of those hits, and Wade Phillips praising his team, and rightly so. They were terrific. And then how about the love he gave to Akeem Butler, telling everybody in the league that he's going to tell him about Butler and that he deserves to be there. That's respect between two competitors right there. There's a great environment here in St. Louis. San Antonio taking home the XFL crown. We will give them that trophy when we come back. Welcome back to St. Louis. San Antonio wins the XFL Championship 25-15 over the hometown St. Louis Battlehawks. Wade Phillips getting the Gatorade bath. Players loving up the head coach. What a job he's done. By the way, speaking of jobs done, how about Chase Garbers today? Our player of the game, presented by Simply Spiked, is Chase Garbers, the quarterback for the Brahmas. 15-21, 197, 2 touchdowns, just the 1 pick. But that 1 pick was early. He bounced back. He was tremendous the rest of the game, and he is with Brock Heward right now.
I appreciate that, Joel. Playing quarterback is never linear, is it, Chase? I mean, it's all these peaks and valleys. 5 weeks, you were out with the wrist injury. You banged it up in this building a week ago, and yet you respond. Congrats on player of the game. Congrats on winning this game today. Talk to me about this journey.
Well, today, it was a great team win. We played well in all 3 phases. We got to clean up some things offensively, but overall, it was a great team win. We're excited to be back here next week.
I still think one of my favorite shots today was you coming to the sidelines and saying that close. Both of those, right? Both of your touchdowns. Well, first one was open. That second one was pretty darn close. Game of inches. How did the group get it done and get those inches going your guys' way tonight?
Yeah, it's a game of inches. We came out there and, we executed pretty well. Really proud that, Jay Stowe was able to make that grab and score. So overall, good day.
We said a bunch on the broadcast, complimentary football, right? Your defense is phenomenal. 9 points allowed again tonight. 35 runs, 21 passes. Do you mind playing that kind of complimentary role if that's what it takes to win?
I don't mind at all. To be a good football team, you got to be very complimentary, running the ball, passing the ball. I think we did that well today.
Well, we'll see you next week against Birmingham. Congratulations, Chase. Yep. Joel?
Well, Brock, they were definitely complimentary. Defense was great. Offense was great. And now we award some hardware. Let's go downstairs on the stage and Kurt Menefee.
All right, we're here with a joyous group of Brahmas. We've got the co-owner of the UFL, Danny Garcia, here to present the conference trophy to the head coach, Wade Phillips.
Coach Phillips, on behalf of myself and ownership, Dwayne Johnson, Fox, Walt Disney Company, Redbird Capital, we want to say congratulations to you, all of the coaches, this incredible team, on winning the XFL Conference Championship. There you go.
Well, Wade, you've been in the game a long time. You made a lot of young men happy today. We can trot all the numbers we want, 200 yards rushing, 400 yards of offense, but this was about attitude, the way you guys came out from the beginning.
Yeah, it really was. We were ready to play. We played our game, and great bunch of guys. They're a lot of fun to coach. and they're not real smart, but
well, one thing you told us, you've been playing the role of underdog. You're here, you won 7 games, you got here, but all week long you've been preaching to your team that nobody believes.
Well, we only had one guy on defense make all league. Now, we led the league in sacks, we led total defense, pass defense, almost everything you can think of, and we only got one guy. So I was disappointed in that, but I love our guys, and they're certainly deserving, but it isn't over yet. It isn't over yet.
You got one more game next week, the UFL Championship, right back here in against Birmingham here in St. Louis. What are your early thoughts on that one?
Yeah, well, they've got a great team. They've only lost 1 game in 2 years, so they've got a heck of a team.
Well, your team seems like they can take on anyone, anywhere.
We were the one that beat them.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I forgot to answer that. All right. I knew you remember that. Wade Phillips, congratulations once again. Your team will play for the UFL Championship next week. Here are the San Antonio Brahmas, champions of the XFL Conference. Joel?
Thank you, Kurt. And it sets up quite the matchup next week. I tell you, the UFL Championship is going to be on fire. Birmingham against San Antonio. And San Antonio did beat the Stallions, handed them their lone loss of the year in that game. This defense held the #1 scoring team in the league to just 9 points. They were the only team to keep them from double digits in 3 years. So the Brahmas riding some momentum, a huge win here today against St. Louis and their high-powered offense, and they will face the #1 offense in the league next week for the crown. Once again, our final score here from St. Louis, it was the Brahmas 25, the Battlehawks 15. And San Antonio advances to the UFL Championship next Sunday right here in St. Louis, 5 p.m. Eastern on Fox. For Kurt Menefee, Brock Heward, and our entire Fox team, I'm Joel Klatt. So long from St. Louis.